Hey, good evening. Welcome back to Tabletop Travel Agency. I am your Game Master, Val, and we are returning for our second episode in our Fabula Ultima world. This is an awesome game. If you weren't here last time, it is a TTJRPG, so heavily based on the JRPG genre. We are using the official soundtrack from the game, courtesy of their producers, Need Games, and the composer, Son of a Die. Super awesome. You can check that out wherever you get your music. Awesome. So...
Is something
I'm so glad.
Is something amiss?
No. In case you missed last time, we have all of our easily recognizable, beloved characters.
I don't know what makes us recognizable.
Such as Mouse and Clown. When last we left off...
It's really not that funny.
Okay. Okay.
He's the resident.
Yeah, it's on?
No.
Okay. When last we left off, our heroes had been sent on a journey. You know what? Why am I doing this? Why don't you do this? Who wants to tell us what we did last time?
Aaron does.
I don't remember.
We have to go to the sages and collect eggs. Not really eggs, but we're actually supposed to get like
It's the goodwill moments of goodwill held
Yes.
within an egg.
Yeah.
So we're envoys.
Mailmen.
Yes, we're mailmen, and our
Special
job is to
fantasy
get.
woman.
We have to work with each other,
Yes.
and that's great for some of us, and not so great for others.
That's so great for one other, really. Just that's the only person who's had a problem so far.
So,
I mean, not naming names.
we were in the Citadel, and there was one of the sages in the Citadel, and for reasons we were
It's a bit
like,
hard
let's
to
just
see.
leave and go to the water area.
For no
And-
reason.
For
no
reason.
particular reason.
At all. And so now we're looking for the sage in the water area who's apparently just a coral reef.
Yes. So you left the Shining Citadel, the main sort of capital city of the Kingdom of Fable, which is a collection of 4 smaller kingdoms. The one you are currently in being the Equatio Kingdom, which is the water area, if you will. Yes, you are here looking for their High Elder, who you have just met. It is a large coral colony that uses the name Helio. You've just walked into its fortress, which is guarded. You made some compelling arguments to the guards about why you should just be let in, and they couldn't say no.
Well, of course. Look what I could do.
Very tempting.
Oh, look at me.
And as you walked in, you see, again, just sort of wall to wall in this fortress is this big colony of coral, all sorts of them just all together as this one symbiotic being. You all sort of feel almost like this energy in the air, in the waves. The only person who can kind of make sense of that, I think, is Squid. You speak a little coral.
That's me. I took it, Yeah,
you took coral in high school.
I took 8 years of coral.
So you could speak to the houses.
Don't dance, stop!
They all scream. I don't know why.
The houses are dead, it's okay.
There are houses made of petrified coral.
It's true.
Which is what happens to coral when it is dead.
Yes, but I don't make houses of bones, do I?
You could. I don't see the problem here.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing. You guys are kind of being weird about it. Your preconceived notions of what bones should be used for.
Use every part of the body. Why let it go to waste?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was planning to turn a graveyard full of my dead relatives into a deck this summer, so it's really good for me to hear.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be
We're
great.
gonna keep their memory alive, bro.
Yeah.
That's dope.
They're forever screaming.
Yeah.
Are you discussing this as you're walking in?
No, I think is this in?
In character?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. no.
Okay, alright. Whenever you guys would
We
like
walk
to
up
reveal
to
your
the-
beautiful faces, it has been 5 minutes now, so...
We walk
What are you talking
up to
about?
the coral.
Yeah, so you walk in, you would understand somewhat that he says, it says, "Oh, I don't recognize you. What brings you here, visitors?" And the rest of you just sort of again, there's almost this imperceptible energy in the water that is noticeable, but not quite.
It's asking what we're like doing here.
Ask about the egg.
I'm gonna tell it what we're doing here. That we're
I would hope so.
Okay, cool. All right. We are here to help you, dude. We're Envoy training, and we're
Just say envoys. Just say envoys.
we're Envoy. Well, we're not though. I'm not gonna start our relationship off with lies.
It feels like we're
Campbell,
children.
that feels disingenuous.
I know, but it
Does your friend know I can hear you all?
They can hear you. They can hear you. And
the
they
giant
speak-
coral does use any pronouns for referring to the large coral structure.
Huh.
They speak all language and no language. But yeah,
And how do you understand this?
Because I took 8 years of choral.
That's a language!
So you're here on Envoy business.
Yes.
And what might that be?
We're here to help you with a quest to hopefully receive a moment of goodwill.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Let me think. And the whole thing kind of like bristles and like corals are moving as if it's like huddling with itself for a minute.
It wants to think about it for a minute.
Yes. I've asked a few envoys for help with this now, and perhaps you can be more help. I have some relatives of mine that live in the Coral Collective in the outskirts of the city. You can roll like a insight, I guess. It doesn't really matter for you, it's all d8s.
All right, it is.
To see if you know much about the Coral Collective.
How does coral make more coral?
I know everything about the Coral Collective. I got an 8.
You're krilling it.
They're kind of like worms. If you split it in half, you get two.
You have been waiting since the
roll
episode
the
started
two
to
dice?
say that.
Oh,
haven't you?
I rolled an 8
have
with
a
one of
bunch.
them. I'll roll the other one.
They go
Sorry.
together when it's
I
not.
apologize for.
Okay. So that's a 12. Yeah, you would know that there's sort of like a big corally commune outside of the city, kind of more past
Nudist
the
coral.
Pineapple shaped.
past the rural areas. It's like kind of in the kelp foresty region. They're very like chill over there. You've heard. So you've heard great things. You
I've
know.
heard fantastic things. The Coral Collective.
The Coral Collective. Helio would continue. My relatives out there, they've been facing some strange dark magic that's been plaguing the waters.
Oh.
I've sent envoys before, but it's come back now for, I believe, a third time.
Whoa.
If you could take care of it and perhaps find any insight into what's happening, I would greatly appreciate it, and perhaps I would be able to grant you a moment of goodwill.
So there's been like dark magic plaguing a coral town, and we have to, but it keeps coming back. So I think we need to deal with some permanence here.
I'm not sure we can stop ocean pollution.
You know, well, maybe there's like a tap we can screw in a little better.
We just look up and we see like 30 sea animals in different nets and stuff.
A pipe we can seal.
Bubbles has been like swimming around the party, and as you say this, they're like right behind you, and it's just like, maybe ask him for a different quest. That sounds scary.
Is there anything else we could help you with, Coral?
No, I do
Sir?
believe this is the
Helio?
task.
Excellent. No dice, bro.
All right.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Do we all bow if he bows?
Yeah,
Do we all do that?
Bow a little bit, like, come on, put a little respect on it.
I try to bow, but I'm like,
It
I'm like upside down.
is
so.
kind of hard to bow in the water.
I'm a mouse underwater.
You just start
I'm
like floating.
I'm like doing my little paddle like around on my back, so just like it's like I do a sit up.
We shall return with hopefully good news.
I like curtsy and a bunch of like clown objects.
Just
Just
float out of
like
bubble.
oh no, my fushigi.
You didn't
So,
get that?
no.
Not the fushigis.
It's okay, I've got more.
You've
Where
lost
does
so
he
many.
keep 'em?
Like,
Eh?
the way you've actively contributed to ocean pollution by just like sending so many things up to the surface since you guys have gotten here.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to like ask them about, or are you just ready to like head off? Not a leading question.
Darkness, lots of times, keeps happening, so we probably need to find a more permanent solution. I think we've... can you tell us anything about what it looks like? What happens to the Coral Collective when this dark magic is affecting it?
If I had to describe it in a word, I would say goop.
Excellent! It's goo time, guys! It's goo time!
It's sort of like a black sludge that
It feels like a
moves.
reference to something, but I can't really
Black,
tell what.
black sludge.
You like clown
Would
juice?
toxic muck perhaps be
Yes, that would also
excellent?
be a sufficient.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. It's
You
looking
like-
like goo time.
You like that clown juice stuff. Maybe you could just eat the goop.
It's a homemade recipe, all right, for the record.
I'm sure the
That's
goop
my
probably doesn't taste
ancestral
worse.
clown goo.
All right? It's a personal recipe for me alone, all right? And for the record, it is entirely gone, and the bottle is just empty.
Oh no!
I think something You know how, like, when you take stuff from the bottom of the ocean and you pull it up, it, like, vaporizes? Right? It kind of did an opposite way.
Oh gosh.
Like, coming down, I noticed it was, like, slowly bubbling and boiling, and then it disappeared.
Do your friends require anything else?
More clown juice, but, I mean...
Just a direction.
You
I
would
know the
You're
way.
kind of heading the same
We're
way
gonna-
you
we keep
can, like
going.
Oh,
deeper into
Yeah.
the
When-
suburbs.
when the Coral says, I've sent envoys and they haven't exactly come back,
They didn't say they didn't come back. They said they
Okay.
didn't completely deal with the problem.
He didn't
Okay,
fix it.
so does that mean anyone was hurt? Like, are we doing cleanup?
Is
Are
there
we,
a
are we-
chance of death?
Are we doing cleanup or are we doing
There's
murder?
always a chance of death.
I'm cool for either.
Maybe both.
There's apparently always a chance for death. But
I wouldn't say it's an unusual risk unless you're the types to go down when a little bit of goo gets on you.
no, we're pretty goo resistant, goo
When
tolerant.
the gooing gets tough.
the top get gooing.
Ask for something helpful.
We did. We know where to go. We know.
But like something to fight the goo.
Oh, do you want we could like put the goo somewhere. I feel like we have to deal with the goo.
Does
So
the coral have a vacuum for the goo?
do you have a goo vacuum?
A
I
goo
do not have a vacuum. If you would like to bring some of the goo to me so I may ask the fellow elders to study it, I suppose that would be helpful,
We
yes.
can bring back some goo. In this now depressurized container of clown juice, perhaps.
Oh, I don't know if it's pressurized or not.
I don't know if you should be opening the clock.
It could be pure shrapnel by the time we open it. I'm worried if we go any deeper, it might explode in my back pocket.
All right, and I think I'm good to.
Jerry's ready to
Best
go.
of luck, travelers.
We don't get a vacuum.
Thank you,
so-
Helio.
A vagoon.
Helio.
Oh,
I just
why didn't you ask about Destiny?
Destiny. Really? Destiny Day.
I mean, like, hey, look, I'm not great with relationships, but like you talked about Johnny, and you seemed really
Questions
confused,
about-
and like the great mind of your ocean is right in front of you.
Well, your
It just feels-
destiny is yours to, take on your
Not
own.
my destiny anymore.
You
Jerry
did.
just,
I
Jerry
can't
just,
tell you,
Jerry
yeah.
just reaches over. This is like the first affection he's shown the entire time. He's just like,
You're doing great, Jerry. I mean, do you want to ask? I mean, all-knowing Coral could have
let's just
some
go take
insight.
care of the goo.
Look, I care about our friends. All
I
right.
appreciate you so much.
Again, people keep using the friend word. We're still just a team, barely. I said we go take care of the goo, then we can
I say we're
solve
friends.
Squid's marital issues.
Whoa.
I give you a big penguin hug and you disappear a little bit in the fluff, and I just start walking, just waddling along with you.
Right, so you are leaving Helio's fortress.
Let's go get the goo.
Swaddled.
Let's go get the goo. It's time to goo.
By the end of this, you won't even remember Destiny.
Alright, yeah, so you, oh, this is some, hold on, I accidentally, it's not played.
Queuing
It's
up
a little
battle
dramatic.
music.
A little dramatic, just walking.
The
Okay.
goo attacks.
The goo ambush. So you exit the fortress and you can kind of continue on your way past it. Once you get past Helio's fortress, you're pretty firmly in like the rural fish community. You see a lot of like farms. You see some like tuna ranches. You know.
This is where Todd's family's from.
Do
Out in the sticks.
you like Todd?
We're cool. You know, it's fine. He's it is what it is. He's a nice guy. All right, he's a nice guy.
I mean, you hesitated. Do you want to?
He's my dad now. It's fine.
Dad now?
You think my mom just has one? No, it's fine. We're not getting. This is where Todd's from.
As you're, you know,
Good for his mom.
You've seen my mom.
That's really good news. I'm really happy for your mother, and no one else in this scenario. Does she have like a phone?
as you guys are talking, I need.
Sorry. Okay, what are we doing?
I need you to make a dexterity plus insight check, all of you.
Oh no.
Oh God,
It's a D10.
First roll.
2d8s.
I got a 9.
Dexterity plus insight, you said?
That's a 6.
Yes.
Oh, dexterity plus insight, there'll be a +1 to both of those, so I got a 11.
2d6s.
11, 6,
Okay, that's not bad.
I got a...
14.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot how to add numbers for a second.
I got an 8.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Okay, so this half of the table, you manage to sort of, as you see this, like, aquatic creature come barreling towards you, you manage to, like, you know, you're very light, so you just, like, float backwards. And you're, yeah, both of you are kind of distracted as you both get kind of knocked, the wind gets knocked out of you, and you're kind of, you know.
Whoa!
As this large fish goes barreling past you, and then you hear someone say, "Oh, excuse me," as another nudibranch type gentleman riding on the back of another fish is chasing around this fish. He appears to be one of the tuna ranchers, and he has a loose tuna that he's trying to deal with.
Ooh. Oh, this brings me back. You guys want to help me out with this?
No.
Not really.
Come on!
I kind of just want to deal with the goo.
I'm already on the floor.
I could use a little help here.
I'm on it! I go over to help the tuna.
Look, he's got a lot of emotional baggage. I want him to
We
just
got
deal
stuck
with
with
it.
the humanitarian.
I want him to just deal with it now. So that
How
when,
are you
like, something
ranching this
important
tuna?
is happening.
Ooh,
Squid definitely just wrestles the tuna.
yeah,
right?
no, I would try and just I'd try and leap over the dun 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 dun. That
All
music
right.
starts going up.
Dex plus willpower to wrestle this tuna.
Dex plus
Wrestle the
willpower.
tuna.
Can I try to help?
Tuna wrestling.
I got an 8, so I'd love help.
How wrestling is this tuna?
And one of them's a +1, so.
Right before they like went to go wrestle it, I want to just like walk in front of it and just try to like, just stop the fish in its tracks.
Okay, I think that's a willpower plus willpower.
Yay!
Because you're just like,
I got
Sumo.
this.
Penguin sumo.
That's an 8.
okay. Alright, I think with 2 8s you both just get knocked backwards and you both kind of go flying into the water
I told you.
as this tuna continues to do frantic circles, and this little nudibranch who has like a little hat-shaped appendage on his head is continuing to try to wrestle this tuna. He's like,
Wait, we have feral speech. We
I was
can
just
talk
gonna
to
say.
this.
I was literally just about to say that.
We're gonna try and talk it down. I'm gonna try and talk it down. And be like-
Are you good, bro?
Which is very like, whoa, in
yes,
fish.
yeah. Okay, sure. You can go ahead. This will be an easier roll, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna try these 2 dice instead.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. An 8 and a 4, so 12.
Hey, yeah, that's a
There you
little
go.
better. You know, you get up, you take a breath, and you.
Jerry is terrified by these sudden sounds like a squid.
And the rest of you that aren't the two that speak animal language are a little confused. But you see the tuna sort of slow down, and in the time it's sort of considering what it is Squid has to say, the tuna rancher is able to capture it and start bringing it back to his little tuna farm, which you would see is sort of this. There's this aquatic-looking barn, if I were to describe it, and attached to this sort of like big outdoor cage thing that's kind of like a fence for the tuna that they're all free roaming around in. And he brings it back over there and he says, "Hey, thank you. Really appreciate that, partner."
No problem. You know, we've all been there, right? I've been there. It's like Christmas.
It's like you're.
Let's get back to the goo.
Sir, excuse me?
Oh yeah, one second, and he'll come back out. He puts his like other fish that he was using as a horse away, and he comes back out. You know, he's got a little straw sticking out of what you assume a mouth would go if he had one.
Have you seen any strange goo-like liquid?
Oh yeah, the weird goo. It's been a problem for us farmers recently.
Oh no.
Yeah, what's it doing? If you
I don't
wouldn't
know.
mind.
It's like coming over here, feasting on our energy and what have you. It's a real bummer.
Have you seen it like touch anybody?
Yeah.
What
oh,
happens?
Yeah. It feasts on their energy.
Like kills them?
Oh.
Well, not yet, but
Not yet.
seems like it could. Oh.
Okay.
Is there anybody nearby who's been affected by the goo that we could like talk to?
You could go talk to some of the other guys at the wet market. They might have something they could tell you.
Oh man, wet market. Let's go. Wonder if
Yeah, it's
Dave's
been
still
real
there.
rough, you know. Business is already so rough with the new ships that the footed folk have been bringing. Oh, yeah. The footed folk, they have these big ships now coming from the other kingdoms, bringing in exports and what have you. Us local farmers, we just can't keep up. And now we got this goo eating our tuna.
It's the worst.
I mean, like, you say big ship. Like, big ships have been a thing. What do you mean, like, what's different about these big ships?
They're big ships.
They're, like, made of metal, or?
Yeah, usually they don't smell too good. Sometimes leave weird
So
clouds in the water.
We're literally fighting ocean pollution.
So, does the goo, perhaps, is there more of it when they come by to sell their stuff?
Oh, now, it makes a lot of sense now that you mention it.
Oh, no.
These people
We're
are
gonna
breathing
stop
in.
capitalism.
These people are breathing in sludge from ships.
Have you ever synced the ship before?
So what I'm hearing
down.
is, what I'm hearing is, we may or may not need to blow up the port. And honestly,
Okay.
I'm about that.
I don't know that Helio was asking you to do crimes. If you would like to go above and beyond, maybe it's extra credit to blow up a ship. I want to be
I didn't
clear,
say
though.
ship. I said the port.
Okay.
I
I want
don't
to
know
be
if
clear that's
terrorism
not what was
is better
asked
than
from
water
you.
pollution. I don't know. They're both kind of up there.
Okay, let's think about this rationally. So we have a
I
potential.
have thought about this rationally.
And terrorism is where you landed.
Yes.
There
Oh,
was.
for your first choice, I like that. I like it.
All right, I'll see
There
you
was-
guys around. Oh, you're
Scared
Todd.
now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
oh, you
I'm
know.
my own person.
Hey, it's good to see you.
I'm a person. It's good to see you too. It's nice to be
Whatever
back.
happened with you and Disney?
Well, you take care. You tell your mom's husband I said hi.
Has she been here recently? Have you seen her? Around?
No.
She come here often?
No, he's
At all?
gonna leave.
Your mom's a mysterious lady who I would like to know more about.
We'll go back to my house if you want at the end of this.
Oh, trust me, we will.
Snuff out the flame for a second, Candle. We gotta keep going.
You're right. Real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a potential source of goo,
Ships.
and we have goo. So, we could. I'm not going to give any credence to his idea because there was a wasp nest in a campsite on the way to the Citadel, and he said he wanted to throw a live grenade at it. So,
Never happened.
I didn't dream that. You've been pretty gung ho with explosives.
Where do I keep them? I just have my gun. That's it.
I don't know, but your brain works in terrible, terrible ways that I am afraid of.
You and I spread disinformation.
I love lying about my friends.
Me when I spread misinformation.
Jerry's just like, don't shoot him, just wait till we're done. Don't shoot him.
Look, point is, right? Explosive seems a bit hasty.
would permanently solve the problem. At least temporarily permanently
It
solve the
would
problem.
permanently solve a lot of things.
I don't know,
Anyone else?
though.
I got
They
any
keep
ideas.
bringing the ships back. Even if we explode a few, the technology's there. It's
So-
not going to stop the
So fish
march
people
of
have
progress.
exploded these boats.
Not that I'm aware of. Am I aware of fish people exploding?
No.
these boats? Am I aware of a fish terrorist cell?
I mean, now, not to give any credence to Captain Explosion Murder's big ideas, but...
You can't even do a card trick!
Yeah? Watch me.
Whoa.
Wait for it. Check this out.
Watch this.
Check your back pocket.
Oh, I love it when things are in my cargos.
It's just like a bunch of.
There's like a full deck in your back pocket.
Floating up.
You just pull it.
One of them was the Ace of Clubs.
You just see them like floating.
Yeah, that
under
one.
the-
That was the Ace of Clubs.
Jerry pulls the ace of clubs out of his cloak. No, it wasn't.
Oh. What did I see?
I'm one step ahead of
I
you,
pulled two
Claire.
out of my cloak.
It was
Or
all
out of my,
Ace
out of my like gestures jacket.
I just cough one up. How'd you
I
do
keep-
that?
Where do I keep getting these misprinted decks? Hold on, give me a second. I like pour a deck out of my hand and it's all aces of clubs, and I'm like, oh, no, okay. I've got some better than a card trick. Check this out. Hold on. And I reach in my bag. I'm just throwing random things. There's a whole fish that comes out like.
Whoa.
Hold on. I got it.
It's away.
Hold on. Give me a second.
I may like explosive, but he's kidnapping people.
I know, I went to high school with that guy.
All right. Check this out. Check your ammo pouch. Check it.
Jerry reaches into his cloak, which is in his arm.
There is no card in there. There's nothing. Now check this out. Look back at me. Now back at the pouch. Now back at me. Now look at Squid. Squid, open your mouth. There is an ace of clubs in there. Wow.
Wow, you managed to make Squid eat something.
I love you.
I'm pretty sure Squid would eat anything.
See, it's magic. Wow.
All right. So
Let's
you
go
guys
deal with the Goo.
Continuing on your way.
Yes.
Did you want to stop by the wet market on your way? Or?
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
There's someone who's got zapped there.
I like the wet market.
I like
Zap.
that.
Market. I think most markets down here would be wet. Honestly, a dry market
No.
would be more.
Really?
Is it wet if it's in the water?
The moist
Whoa.
market's not as fun.
I tap Squid on the shoulder. Can you eat like 3 more of these?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Put it
Okay.
to work. We'll get him next time.
So you start walking. You're walking again past kind of all these. There's pastures of aquatic plants. There's little ranches of, particularly edible fish species.
Some sea cucumber fields.
Yeah, exactly.
Succumber.
Is there any places for like any trinkets or like fun stuff? Just like random objects?
We're gonna go antiquing.
Well,
The fish
yes.
kingdom.
As you kind of
My grandmother owned this shell.
continue down the way, no, you're fine. You see, like a main path kind of starts up again, and just sort of north of the farmlands, there's this wet market. It is a big outdoor market of all these little shacks and like open air buildings, open water buildings, and they have people selling like fish, again like underwater type fruits and vegetables, and then on top of that like artisan goods, trinkets, woven baskets and nets and things like that, and there's all sorts of different people manning these little stalls. So if there's anything particular you're looking for, you can try to scope it out. Otherwise, there's just like some cool stuff you can go look at.
Yeah, not particularly at all. Bubbles is just like touching as many things as they possibly can. Just like grabbing handfuls of stuff and like looking at them and everything, and just like it's like a kid in like the happiest place on earth.
Do we see anybody who looks particularly zapped, or should we start asking around?
Has anybody been affected by any goo?
You may be looking for compensation.
Yeah. Just goo echoes, none of the other words echo. It's just like goo, woo, woo.
All right, we better be careful not to do that.
All right. So you're just asking loudly, saying you're looking for people who are.
Anyone's been goo affected.
Anyone been goo?
We're government officials looking for people affected by goo.
We are not.
Anybody
Government.
been touched by the goo?
And if so, where did it touch
I
you?
have been touched by the goo,
Ooh.
and you see like an old
Brave
merfolk.
soul, step forward.
This
Public execution.
this older merfolk. He's pretty like rugged though. He looks like he's like a farmer type, you know.
Oh,
He's got little overalls on, fish overalls.
How does that work?
It's just one pant leg.
Yeah.
Come on now. He's got a little cane, which is like doesn't really do much. Yeah, he's got like a walker, but he's swimming. I saw the goo.
You saw it, or it touched you?
Yes. Now come around, young ones. I'll tell you about
no.
the goo.
No, we are not going near you.
I sit down in front with like 12 trinkets
No,
I haven't
Bubbles,
paid for yet.
Bubbles, please.
Bubbles, come back. Bubbles,
Bubbles.
I don't trust
So-
this man.
It was a
I like it.
particularly breezy fall morning.
Breezy? The water.
Yeah, sea breeze. Come on.
What?
It was a Malibu Bay breeze, actually.
He shakes his cane at you. I was just waking up. I'd had my second cup of fish coffee.
Love fish coffee.
No, it's fish coffee.
Start pulling seaweed out of my bag and
It's
just
like
munching
space
on it.
coffee. But it's
Yeah. Quack.
And I looked outside, and he keeps intermingling like all these unimportant stories. You know, you hear about how it was the second cup of coffee because his first one, you know, he'd spilled on his overalls, so he had to go get changed, and then he put on a new set, grabbed a cup of coffee, and by the time he got out there, it was like he saw this dark shadow over his, you know, his sea cucumbers.
Finally, we're at the goo.
Okay, what happened next?
Oh well, my daughter came by.
Oh,
Dear
Your daughter.
Squid.
What?
Oh yeah, my daughter, and he points, and there's like a 40-year-old woman selling like,
Squid.
you know her?
Of course I do.
yeah,
What?
she's like got way too much turquoise on.
Perfect.
Is this also like a full fish, or
No, she's a merfolk. She's not like a-
do you want to introduce me?
So I went over, I fixed the fence on my daughter's place for her.
Well,
you
there
know,
was a
they
dark, looming cloud of evil goo heading towards you.
just, you know, I figured it would go away by the time I came back. So I had to go out over here, talk to my pal Donnie, because he sells, you know,
Seashell.
nails and seashells.
Donnie.
So I could fix up the fence, you see. So I head all the way back home, and there's this goo. And then I'm talking to my wife, you know, we're talking about, like, she's gonna make... She keeps going. Eventually he gets around to talking about...
Jerry's just like.
Yeah, you're like a full 20 minutes in the story. He's like...
Jerry's out.
So I head outside.
Candle's like playing the spoons.
I head outside to water, you know, after I finish talking to my wife, and I'm like, "Hey, you can't be here. You gotta get out of here."
To the goo?
Yeah.
Does it understand language?
Oh, I think so, because it attacked me after that.
Oh.
It
Did
went-
it seem like did it seem like it was like a like an object, or like it? You said the thing and then it was like, hurrah.
He was like,
Ooh.
Okay.
and then I put up a good fight and I got it off my face. But after that, I was sick for the next 3 days.
Sick how?
I was just sick in bed. I was tired.
So you were sleepy?
I was
Did
tired.
you get like a nose thing, or like a?
Tired.
Did you get like something in your gills?
No, I was
Just-
tired.
So you just
Don't
got
just ask about a man's gills.
where you breathe. I don't.
Alright.
Look, all right. I know few things about fish biology.
All I could do was read the newspaper, you know. They don't have anything good in there anymore. They used to have the crossword. They got rid of that. Now it's all Sudoku. I don't even know how that works.
Coffee's called fish coffee, but it's not called the fish crossword, I guess.
You know, I can make this
No,
situation
it's not.
way
Why would
worse.
it be called the fish crossword?
Jerry's just like screaming.
You know, this, Jerry, you know, you should really figure out what this guy is talking about, get to the bottom of this. And just to make sure, what's your opinion on the current fish political cycle?
He just starts going off. You don't know much about fish politics,
I'm
Politics.
standing intently.
but
Fish.
you know, he's got some very strong opinions about whatever they are.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I look at Jerry and I go, yeah, you keeping this? Understanding?
Jerry's like losing it. It just sounds like he breathed in pollution.
So you said you had to fix your vents. Did the goo come from your vents?
He said,
No, I was fixing
He
my
said
daughter's
fence.
fence. You know, it's always
I hear
these
that
kids. They're
stuff.
jumping
You
the
can-
fences and they
You
start.
can understand choral, but not common.
No, I didn't take it here as a comment.
What do you think we're speaking right now?
Whoa.
how are we speaking? It's underwater.
Well, we
got
have the
the
bubbles.
bubbles.
We have the
Yeah,
We
bubbles.
do, but how are they speaking?
They
They're-
just do that.
The bubbles come out of their mouth, hits us, boom, sounds.
There you go.
Our bubbles enter your bubble, and then you hear them.
Yeah.
God, your bubble
Bubble-based
smells
system.
awful.
It's not my fault. It's the clown juice, okay? It evaporated. I don't...
Oh, yeah. I mean, my breath's been getting real bad in my old age. I go over to my dentist. He says, Larry, you gotta start taking care of yourself. I say, boss, I am.
How old's your dentist?
Oh, I don't know.
Older or younger than you?
Younger. Most people are.
How much younger?
I don't know.
Are you trying to hit on the
Larry,
dentist?
is
No,
there
I'm trying to find a more intelligent creature.
Larry, is there still any goo on your farm, or did it go away?
No, I shot at it enough and it went away.
You shot at it, and it went away.
He
like it
produces
shows.
like from his big cloak, like a big.
Whoa! Okay.
rifle.
Jerry's immediately hands on his revolver, like.
Yeah, I just shot it out the window. While I was sick, wasn't much else to do.
All right. Well, old timer, this has been great. I
Well,
guess.
listen, you can buy any time. I gotta tell you, you remind me of this guy I knew back in. I don't even know what year it is.
I don't know much, but I do know.
There's no one like Candle.
I do know that Jerry would love to hear about it. I can sit and wait for another story, can't you, Jer?
No, I can't. I would rather shoot at the goo.
Do you know where did the goo go?
It's goo gone.
I don't know. I shot at it and it all went like. It was gone.
It just sounds like he's shooting at pollution.
Gary?
Just call me Gary.
No.
Oh boy.
Listen. It
My
sounds.
name is Jerry. You spell it with a T
Where's the T?
Everywhere.
after the R.
Which R?
Yes,
Okay, so the goo is alive, though. That's weird.
Larry has.
but we don't know it's alive.
Does anybody know whose grandpa is that? And if he wanders, is he going to be okay? Does he have a home?
Look,
He said he does.
Yeah, he has a home. He's a farmer.
He's just gone over to talk to someone else in the stand.
He's gonna be fine. It's just how we get.
He's gonna be okay.
He's gonna be alright.
So Bubbles comes back over with like arms full of just random junk and trinkets. Like there's like touristy like lighthouses, dice with fish on them.
Yes.
One of those singing fish that you hang up on the walls. Saltwater taffy that I don't even know if you can have it underwater, and like a seashell necklace. And it's like
Oh, that's
I
real
spent
nice.
most of my money, but then like goes
How
up
much
to.
Zenit do you have right now?
I had 60. I marked it down to 20.
There you go. Yes.
But then also goes to Squid and it's just like, I know shirts don't work on you, so here's a scarf
Oh my gosh,
in
this
case your
is
shoulders get cold.
this is so thoughtful. Thank you
Does
so
the scarf
much.
have any sort of like pattern on it?
I was gonna say it's
Says
a very
Destiny.
tacky. It's got every single color on it and just like random objects on it. There's like sea creatures on it, other creatures like houses. There's no sense of why there's just random things on it. There's a cat.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Jerry just has like 1,000-yard stare, and he's like, "We're never gonna get to the bottom of this goo. I'm never getting out of here.
Do you want to start
I'm
walking?
never gonna be an envoy."
Is there anything else
I
you'd like to do in the
like
wet
treasure.
market?
Thank you.
I very slowly scoot up to Jerry and I go, there. It's okay. You'll be fine. Everything.
All right, do we
Someone's
know where we're going?
grumpy.
Yeah, we're gonna head to the Coral Collective because that kind of went maybe. Well, we know that the goo moves, especially and does not enjoy being shot.
I have a
Almost
theory.
like shooting causes the water to move, which would disperse the pollution.
Well, I have a theory. He also said that it only came at him after he said something. And more importantly, if it was just pollution and you were breathing it in, it wouldn't leave you on your tuchus for multiple days.
Can I assume you're walking while you're
We're walking,
Okay.
we're
yeah,
walking,
we
we're
walk into the
So,
core collective.
theory, personal theory. What if we find one of those ships, board it, and figure out what exactly it's spewing into the water, so that way we can figure out what this goo stuff is being made from? My theory is it's, some kind of pollutant, plus the seawater makes some kind of living goo that eats people and sucks their energy, like food.
Don't forget, you can also bring the goo to Helio
Yeah.
because there are probably more qualified fish scientists than you guys.
There's definitely lots of fish scientists.
Hey, I'll have you know I have 3 PhDs.
But you don't have
Clown.
F.
But you never been to clown
PhDs,
college?
So it's
No,
really-
In what? Being a buffoon?
No,
Or phlebotomist?
no, in mechanical engineering and mechanical engineering, psychology. Oh, and what's the third one? Oh, chemistry.
Who are you?
None of those were magic though, which makes a lot of sense. Everything's falling.
I'm your friendly neighborhood candle.
So as you've been walking, eventually sort of the rural countryside fades into you're on a foresty path now, as these big collections of kelp and similar type seaweedy plants are all around you. It's a little darker over here.
Do you guys need me to bioluminesce so we can see a little better?
Do you bioluminesce by flexing?
Yeah.
It's just little
Never change.
dots of light going up and down your arms and
Peck dance.
And I need to remind the group, Jerry is also, in fact, a ripped 3-foot mouse.
Yes.
Yes,
Who
we
doesn't
all
have
know
his
you're
cloak
very
on.
muscular.
Can you bioluminesce?
No.
Okay. Yeah, and it's not too much of a walk. You're on the main path, which makes it a little bit easier.
But I do need to get your routine, little bro. You are shredded, and I appreciate it.
Jerry just nods.
Eventually, the core or the kelp will part, and you see sort of this little collective, if you will, of corals. They're just kind of set out. They don't really need much. You would quickly notice, though, that there are these big clouds of goop just kind of stuck on some of them. And they can't really do much about it because they are coral.
Well, it looks like we found our goo. Anybody got anything to put it in?
Can I detect magic? Well, I can. Can I use detect magic?
Well, yes. Is that a spell you have, or are we ritual?
I can sense presence of magic, and it's ritualism.
Alright, so let's see here. Rituals. We pull up the page because we haven't done it yet, and I don't want to embarrass myself in front of a live studio audience.
We can't hear their jeers, so that's all that matters.
Alright. I would say this is probably you're trying to detect magic.
Yeah, I want to get a sense of if this is a magical goo, if this is maybe more of the it's not magical, it's just a biological goo.
Well, this is a locate someone or something kind of thing. So I would say this is a medium spell.
Okay.
It would be 30 MP.
I've got it, but I won't have much else. Until we... Do we get MP back when we rest? We haven't rested yet. So
yes.
Okay, perfect. All right.
MP and HP restore, just not IP, because you got to pay for that.
All right. I will then utilize my detect magic.
Yeah, what does that look like? What does a squid ritual look like?
A squidtual, if you will.
I don't know if I will, but continue.
I think it's going to phosphoresce and I'll kind of harness the water and the diatoms and other small particulate beautiful matter in the water to help me sense the magic in the goo. So I'll kind of send it out from around myself and my hands and kind of send it out towards the goo, so it'll be flickering in a lot of light.
Yeah, these little flickering lights kind of go over. They look almost like fireflies, and they drift towards the goo, and they stick to the goo, and the goo jiggles in anger. And they all turn up kind of this deep purpley black color,
Ooh.
you would guess that this is pretty firmly in the dark magic territory.
Dark arts.
This
This
is
isn't good, dudes.
dark, chaotic, unhappy magic.
That jiggles, apparently.
Well, don't we all? I mean, not me, but like, dark magics and capitalism. What are we gonna
Your
do?
guess from your thing, this is almost like pure, like pollutant. Like it's like a coalesced mass of just pure dark magic off. I can't think of a word for it. Just like junk,
Yeah.
like detritus from
Runoff?
Yeah, it's just kind of like the pollution of dark magic that's coalesced into this own goo of its own. It's just kind of the refuse of dark magic. It's currently stuck to these corals. The corals that are closest to it are just like pure gray and white, and they look very unhealthy.
It's dark magic, so I don't think we should touch it unprotected.
Not it to touch the goo.
I would like to use 3 IP points to take an elixir.
Yeah, go right ahead. So you reach into your bag, you find that elixir that you had.
Yeah, bought it just now.
Yeah.
I want to do a ritual to kind of use my elementalist. Oh wait, I don't have elementalist rituals, do I?
No,
I only have a shroud.
maybe when you become a more powerful
Nope.
adventurer.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I'll
so
be
I
able
just
to-
downed an elixir. That's it. So
Okay, yeah. So you just chug an elixir and you're like, oh, all right.
I can also extract magic, but I don't know if that would be something that would apply to this to like try and get a sample of it without touching it with my hands. Ooh, we could scoop it. Do we have?
Scoop it.
Do you have anything? Candle. Do you have anything in that bag that we could use to scoop this without touching it and keep it contained? Because it's dark magic, and I don't mess with that with my hands. My body's a temple.
I should have something for. Give me a second.
Something with a lid.
Got it.
It's just a box.
I pull out the clown juice thing and I go, yeah, whoop.
Oh no! I swim after.
Yeah, Dex plus Dex to try to catch the clown juice thermos.
Oh my god.
Come on. No, 1 to 4.
You try to grab it, and it just you kind of forget you can swim for a minute, and you're like almost like jumping up and down trying to grab it.
I got one more thing, but I'm gonna be really mad about it. Pull out a full thing of sourdough starter.
Oh my gosh, Matilda.
Here. I'm not gonna make any sourdough, and I can just make more later.
Are you sure? Candle, I don't want to ask you to sacrifice a beautiful living thing for this.
Look, I know that we need to make some hard sacrifices for this, and
I wasn't ready for this.
if that means losing quite literally the best sourdough starter I have ever made, like the crust is perfect.
Jerry reaches over and just is like, can we do this?
I think about the 8 different jars in my trinkets bag right now.
Are you cracking open that sourdough?
Yes.
Yeah, it just like the air is just.
I'm just imagining you can hear like the trumpets from like nowhere behind Candle just. Brr, brr, brr.
Man,
Right.
that's really depressing, both for me and the circus ringleader I stole that from, who had it for 30 years.
And this is probably a bad time to say this, but my mom loves sourdough.
That's a terrible time to say.
All right.
Because I thought of it.
Is there
and I just
anything
don't know
else your
why.
mom likes?
Are you going
she loves a guy who
to?
can cook, so.
Are you going to attempt to scoop the
He
goo
stole
now?
that. He didn't make it.
Are you going to attempt to weaken the goo before you scoop it? You do know the goo is fightable, from what
You
you
know
learned
the
from
goo is
Old Man
fightable.
Larry.
It's on top of the coral though, so I feel like if we shoot it, we would risk harmony.
It's quite a large.
And that's
glob.
when Jerry stops talking.
Oh boy, he's gonna shoot the
Jerry opens his mouth to speak, and then when Squid was like, "We shouldn't shoot it," nope.
You're like,
We gotta shoot it.
all right. Well, what are we
Attacking
doing?
the coral?
I'm thinking.
I have like blade master things. I don't feel like this thing is cuttable. It's goo.
You don't know.
I could poke it. I attempt to poke the goo.
Okay. What are you poking it with?
I have a spear. I have a two-handed spear.
Sure. You can go ahead and
Do an exploratory poke.
I guess roll an attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna thrust at with my spear. Okay. Oh, I touched that. Can I roll again? I don't.
Yeah,
No,
that's fine.
okay. I did not see it. A 5 and a 3 plus 1, so the 6 with a 9.
Yeah, that will hit. So we do your normal like
High
thing.
roll plus 12, so 5 plus 12, so 17.
Okay. Do you want to hit goo 1, 2, or 3?
Ooh.
There are 3 distinct patches of goo.
I will hit goo 1.
Yay! You selected goo number 1.
What's behind goo number
And
1?
that was how much damage? Sorry, 17?
It was 17 damage.
Yeah, so you hit the goo and it sort of becomes less solid for a minute and almost more of like this sort of spectral magic as if it's like struggling to hold its form together, and you see a little bit of this sort of like purplish light energy just shoot off of it, and like it can't hold on to it anymore, and the goo shrinks a little.
Okay.
The goo is now angry though, so I'm gonna need an initiative.
Alright.
Do we need to go back over initiative?
We roll something.
Pick an initiative leader for me.
I feel like it was me. I instigated this.
Yes. All right. So everyone else is gonna be a squid supporter.
Squid supporter!
Hashtag squid supporter.
Hashtag-
Squids.
So I need the supporters to all roll an initiative, which I believe is Dex plus Insight. Yes.
Just worth
My
it
worst ones.
all for your support.
7. You failed.
Oh, sick.
I got
6.
Wait, is that a 6 or a 9? That's a 6. So I got 7.
Okay. Nobody helped you.
That's fine.
Which also makes sense because Jerry can't shoot at it.
Hey,
I'm playing with my trinkets.
Jerry, before this combat starts, you seem pretty angry. Do you want to talk about it?
Well, go ahead and roll your initiative with no help from your friends.
2 of them, right?
I hope you
Dex
get
plus Insight. Yep.
gooed.
12.
No joke to be made there.
So,
Just hand you
Let
a
me
rabbit's
see.
foot.
yes, even without the support of your friends, you
Thank
have
you, Bubbles.
defeated the goo in initiative. So, who would
That's
like
pretty
to go?
good.
Who would like to go first?
I can always start with chaos.
Yes!
Is that a real?
Great.
Such a
Woo!
great idea. Yeah, gambling. Let's go.
All right. Well, I will spend 20 NP to gamble.
All right.
You know what they say, 99%
Is this like your
quit
only
before
spell, or
you
do you
hit it
just
big.
keep choosing to subject us to this?
My other spells are like support spells, but
Gotcha.
they like I can throw up on it.
Oh yeah, you could.
Oh yeah!
I
If
would
this
rather.
thing uses any
when you
magic
say-
spells, that'd probably be
Huh,
pretty
when you
cool.
say support, because earlier we were talking and you said that you could heal, but you can't heal, you can gamble on a chance to heal.
Yes.
Which is different. When you say support, does that mean gambling to potentially support? Or does that mean support?
So I can pumpkin puke, I can gamble, I can absorb NP, and elemental shroud, which gives people a resistance to a specific type of element.
Okay.
Ooh,
So gambling time.
love it.
Okay.
It's just like instant death, isn't it?
No, I can heal everyone and recover all from status effects, which we just started this combat. Or
I mean, I'm down 18.
all right. Anybody else missing any HP?
No.
No, I'm good.
Wow.
Well, I guess you could heal Squid.
All right, Squid, you recover 50 HP.
50?
And anybody else who
I'm a new
wants
man.
to.
Can I bump myself up to 100 from my max?
No, you cannot.
Oh.
Does anyone have any status effects? No? No?
we're all
My
over that.
MP is down, but that's about it.
No, I can't help with that.
Yeah.
My MP's also down.
All right. With that,
I just give you an health bullshit.
Thanks, Bubbles.
You're welcome.
Goo number 1 is going to gurgle and shoot out just like this, like shot of energy at you.
What did they roll to? Did they roll something to do
Yes,
that?
they're going to roll Dex plus.
This is their accuracy check.
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of creature is this?
It's a goo.
Oh.
It's an elemental.
Okay, cool.
Goo is an element.
I want to steal spells.
Was there something you were gonna do?
I have a counterattack, which is a free attack after even number accuracy checks.
Ooh, I should. It's an odd number.
It's okay.
But he only rolled a 7, so I assume that doesn't beat your
My
defense.
magic defense?
Yeah.
Which is an 8, yeah. No, it does not.
Okay.
Aha.
So that was Goo number 1. Who would like to go next?
I can do something.
Okay.
I'm going to use Ignis, which is multi-targeted. Okay.
So
So
using fire
Can we use that underwater?
can I use fire underwater? It's magical fire.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a rule against it. It is magical fire.
I figure if we hit it and it's totally resistant to it, then we know like, oh, this is definitely a water elemental.
Ooh.
Whereas like right now we don't know if it's like water elemental or just
you
like
do actually know the type of magic it is
Oh.
because Squid spent a bunch of money
I did.
or MP doing that.
I did. It's dark magic?
It's
Shadow
a
magic?
is
dark-
it shadow magic elemental?
Yeah, it's a dark magic
Are
elemental.
those resistant to fire?
You don't know. Or you
Done.
would.
Do I know?
Time to find out.
All right. Okay. Let's see how this goes. 8 plus 5, so 13 plus 2, so 15.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Ooh.
Yay!
But it doesn't do any damage.
Each of them take 8 plus 15.
They take 15?
8
plus
plus 15, so 23. Right? Math?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm supposed to be getting a +1 to my dex and insight this whole time.
You shoot out your spark of fire, and it's not really a problem to make it like. It's such a quick spell. It's like the fact that you're underwater is really not the issue. They don't seem to take as much damage as you would hope, though.
Ah, dang.
You would guess they took about half of the damage that you would have liked.
Exactly half of the damage. Right.
Yeah,
It's a weird answer.
like if you were to guess, if you were to like, you know.
Fire doesn't work good. Okay. And out of curiosity, can I cannot roll something like insight or whatever. That's like an action. That's not like a free thing.
Yeah, that would be an action.
Okay. All right. Then yeah.
All right, Goo 2 is gonna get in on the scene.
Electric boogaloo.
It's gonna try to hit Candle, I think, because you did just try to incinerate it.
Boogaloo.
Come at me. Come at me.
That's an 8 to hit you.
What defense? It doesn't matter. It doesn't hit either.
Okay, cool. I think these are magic attacks.
Oh, sick. That's scarier. Slightly.
Okay, that was Goo 2. Not a lot of Goo success. So, Jerry or Squid?
Jerry's just vibing. He was told not to shoot at anything, so he's just like, "You guys got this. I took care of the pumpkins. You guys got this."
I would say you could shoot at it, but if you roll particularly badly, like a critical fail, which would be Snake Eyes, you would risk hurting
Hey.
the coral.
Hey,
Okay.
Hey, you could try to figure something out here on this roll.
That's true. Can I? Trying to think. Can I?
I can hit it with my singing fish.
Can I try to? So I have the sourdough starter
Yeah.
thing. Can I try to just scoop up some goo?
Scoop that goo, yeah.
Yeah. Can I scoop the goo?
Yeah, Dex plus Dex, I guess.
Dex plus Dex.
That's a D10 plus a D10.
Let's go. You're a very dexterous little fellow.
I am. That is a D10, and that is also a D10. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Scoop the goo.
No
scoop the goo.
whammies.
Scoop the goo! 2 and a 2! No! I got 4.
Okay.
Can I get a mulligan? Can I spend my fabulous point to get a mulligan?
You can spend a Fabio point if you want to reroll. If you want to
Full
scoop,
send. Full send.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Yeah!
scoop the goo.
I'm gonna scoop this goo,
Scoop
guy.
that goo.
Hey! What is that?
5 and a 9.
Yes, I got a 14.
All right, yeah. So you walk over with this jar. Still smells a little like sourdough. I guess you can't really tell.
Does it
You're in a
entice the
bubble.
goo?
Yeah, you know, they're like, ooh. and then-
Sourdough smells like Squid's mom's place.
Your mom
So-
gets around, huh?
So I get the
got a lot of
goo.
brothers.
I
I
scoop
got
and trap the goo. Jerry's got goo now.
Yeah, you got a jar goo.
Can I get an audio representation of the occurrence?
No.
Oh.
Oh, I guess you can.
I was thinking more like a kind of a situation.
But
All right,
Jerry,
thank you, everybody.
Jerry triumphantly, I got the goo!
Ooh.
Let's goo out of here!
No.
He did also ask you to clear them. He did just say scoop
We should
the
keep.
goo.
We should keep.
But he said to
killing
bring
these
some
things.
back.
Yeah.
It did say that.
we've
It also
done
said
We've done half the job, Jer. We
Well,
can't go,
You know, I've done
All right,
my
who
job.
number 3?
You've done great.
and we're so proud of you.
Wait,
That's probably
Nice
going
goose
to miss.
Nice goose snatching.
Oh man, I already used my Fabula point.
So Squid, it's your turn. The goose are really not doing
I
well.
already
here.
used my Fabula point, otherwise I would have had like a great joke to do there.
Oh yeah, you could have spent a Fabula point to have a jar that wasn't the sourdough starter. But
Alright.
Well, it's in the sourdough starter.
all right,
It'll
Squid,
make
would you
good
like to go? You're the only person left.
I'm gonna stab. Stabbing seemed to work. Stabbing's a good trick. 9 plus 1, so 10.
That will hit.
Woohoo! So 5 plus 12 is 17 again.
All right, which one are you hitting? Goo one?
I'm gonna go for Goo 1. I'm just gonna keep hammering on to Goo 1.
So you stab it. It's like it's less of a liquid at this point and more like a gas / light. It's almost like this
A
purplish
plasma?
color now. Kinda, yeah. And it's like it's very small now.
Do I notice any change in the would I notice any magical change there, or is it just like it's just physically different?
It's still dark energy. If you were to guess, it's just like that sort of solid form is just because of like it being able to get so dense and compact, and you stabbing it repeatedly is really making it not hold its form
Okay.
and kind of dissipate out into the water.
Destabilizing it.
Yeah, you're destabilizing the goo. Back to the top of the round. You guys get another go because there's only 3 goos. Who would like to go?
Excuse me. Excuse me. There's a Goo. I said
I've got the goo.
you got the Goo.
I was
I'm a goofy goo.
going to say, do you mind if I
ahead.
want to just make a quick check on something?
Yes.
And then go through. It's like on these coral, right? I want to see if they're physically alive or like revivable, if they're still breathing, basically.
Yeah.
coral breathe?
With your coral biology skills, you can roll a.
Like a
This
Squid
is
question.
pure intelligence. I think this is insight plus insight.
With your
He took pizza
PhDs in
chemistry.
the he can tell if things are vaguely living.
It's a 7.
He can tell you what chemicals will kill you.
7.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
It's monogram, so like getting a 7 is like common knowledge. So they're not breathing, but you're not sure coral do that.
Okay.
So they're definitely not like breathing.
You could have just asked Squid.
But it's not Squid's turn.
I'd love to help out next time, though, bro.
It's all right. My PhDs don't really help me much around here. All right. This is a whole new world I'm diving into.
All right, we'll keep it easy. Goo 1 is going to take its turn. It's going to try to hit
That
Squid.
could have boomed better.
Look,
That is a 14 to
A
hit.
14 will absolutely.
I thought it would be much more shrimple. It's actually quite clamplicated. Okay.
I want to reach across this table.
It's alright, Jim.
Look,
All right,
when
so
I
that
got
is
that
a-
dice roll, I said you got to be squidding me.
That is 13 damage.
13 damage.
And also, you have suffered the weak condition.
No.
Yeah,
Your muscles
your
atrophy.
muscles,
we like here. It sounds like a deflating balloon.
your muscles shrink
It's actually
size.
just Kendall holding a balloon behind you.
Oh man.
All right, who would like to go
Muscular
next?
dystrophy.
Oh, it affects my.
I'm gonna hit it
brain.
with my staff.
Okay, yeah, bonk.
Jerry's done his job. He's got the goo.
Willpower plus willpower. Just trying to like take some of the goo off the top
Flower. I
of the coral.
hardly know.
That's a 14 to hit.
That will hit.
And high roll, so that's a 10 plus 6, 16 physical damage.
Yeah, are you hitting Goo 1, 2, 3?
2.
Okay, for 16 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention, both Goo 1 and Goo 2 are now in crisis. I painted you a verbal picture of Goo
You did.
and Goo in
It
crisis,
was.
but
I was right there with
they
you.
are both now in crisis.
You look like you're selling something to me on a TV channel. Like,
Buy now.
It's 2 a.m. Would you like your goo?
Do you know where your Goo is?
Is an undulating beast later, John?
Alright, Goo number 2.
Goo 2. Time to goo.
Goo 2's like Sunday, bloody Sunday.
Bubbles was a 13 hit you.
So much.
Alright, you're gonna take
I hate how long it took me to get that
13
joke.
dark damage, and you have also now suffered the weak condition.
I
Your
think that
might
was the
goes
only
down
one
by
I could
1.
think
It
of.
got loaded onto your
No.
fishbone without your permission.
Oh, it's a, yeah, now it's a 6. No, it's a D8 now. You said how much? 16 damage?
is someone
13.
paying you to do this? Why do you still hold? Why are you
I'm
still
being paid by the goo company.
Big Goo is keeping us down, all right?
Big Gooma.
Do you find yourself under the boot of Big
Oh
Goo?
yes.
All right.
That
Here in the
means
candle loft.
I get 2
Capitalism.
MP.
Sorry, what?
That means I get 2 MP.
Yay!
Let's go. Can you even do a spell for 2 MP?
If I get hit 5 times, that's 10 MP right there. I can do something with that.
Yeah.
All right. Jerry or Squid, who's up next?
Well, I think Jerry's gonna look at everyone and go, well, I've done all I can do. And you're just gonna stand there.
You could support a little
Yeah,
bit.
there's other actions you can take. Would you like to hear about them?
Can I roll to see if I can tell if the coral's alive?
Sure, that's insight plus insight.
So that's a D8 plus a D8.
Have you been injured by Go recently? Hi. We here at Candle, and Candle are here to
And
support you.
Squid.
There's 2 other candles suddenly. I rolled a 10.
Are you squidding me?
Can Jerry tell if this coral is breathing? Or alive?
It's not like all dried up or anything. It still seems to have some sort of substance to it. It's lost a lot of color, which happens.
Is it suffering? Can Jerry tell?
Well, yeah, it probably shouldn't be like shades of gray and white.
Well, you know, we could always put it out of its misery.
No. We're on a mission from a coral. I think if we come back, be like, hey, we murdered the coral. It's not exactly
Murder's a
it.
strong word for what we
Hey,
do.
we manslaughtered a coral. We coral slaughtered?
Helped nature along.
Jerry, does a 10 hit you?
What type of defense?
Magic.
Yes, that hits. I have 9.
The goo's gonna spit at you. And you're gonna take 11 dark damage.
What does that do?
Well,
Is it just normal damage?
yeah, but you do also suffer the weak condition. So your might goes down by 1. So you also lose some of your gains.
The swollest of boys.
Joke's on you! I still got your friend!
Oh.
Squid, it's your turn.
How much damage did you say I take?
All right.
11.
I'm gonna try and keep even my weakened condition, continue the stabbing of at this goo.
Yeah.
Come on. No!
Oh, that is our first critical failure.
No.
My weak body.
Is it
So-
fumble?
Yes, a fumble. Let's read about fumbles.
A fumble from Fabula Ultima?
You do get a fabulous point though.
Oh.
Do you get a Fabula point if you snake eyes?
Why, yes. Okay, so fumble. When both
You read the book.
When both dice rolled during a check show a 1, the result is a fumble, which is the exact opposite of a critical success, if you can believe it. It's always a failure. You get a Fabula point.
Okay.
The goo gets an opportunity. An opportunity. if you will.
Opportunity check.
I hate everything.
These are crazy. Let's see.
Fun fact: you also can't spend fabulous points on a fumble.
Oh, I really like this
Bubbles.
one. I don't think it has anything to do with this, but I kind of want to do it anyway.
Oh man.
Faux pas. Choose a creature present on the scene. They make a compromising statement chosen by the person who controls them. So, Squid, I'm going to need you to make a compromising statement.
I texted Destiny last night.
Wait, we saw Destiny this morning.
I know.
Wait, hold on.
I don't remember how time works.
Hold on, where are we in this timeline? We have texting but steamships? What's going on?
You know,
On my shell phone.
What, the
Did you-
sprocket?
Did you like go outside our house with the shells and
With a big shell boombox.
A shoebox?
A shoebox. I played her some Goo Two.
I'm like whacking Goo and I just go like, you know, why'd you do that? What,
I
what
don't
was the
even
moment
know.
of weakness?
I don't even
all right,
know.
we're back at the top of the order. Who would like to go next? I will say, Squid, in your upset state, the next check you make that involves insight will be at disadvantage. So just make it.
Okay, I'll just take my bad dice.
I like wasting my MP on gamble.
Yeah, go ahead. You know what? Let's do that.
Yeah, let's
It's a
go,
great idea.
Bubbles.
Gambling.
Bubbles just gonna free the goo.
Nah.
What'd you roll?
I got a 6 and a 7. I
What's
can
that
make
mean?
everyone slow, or oh, you know what? The 7. You're not suffering from weak anymore. Gain 50 HP. Same for you.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
so I lose my
No, I'm
week?
fine. Do you have anything that gives me
Yeah,
MP?
your muscles are back.
No.
I lose my week, do I gain HP as well if I lose the week, or is it's I only gain HP if I wasn't weak anymore?
You lose all status effects and you gain 50 HP.
I'm back.
But I'm still at
Oh,
disadvantage. I'm still at disadvantage for my roll.
I've eaten
for
my
the next
spinach.
Turn, right?
That insight, yeah. That's just you.
Insight, okay.
That's just you not being in a right state of mind. I think you're faux pas.
I pick myself for the third target, so I just staff into the sand and like a healing energy just comes from the sand.
Oh,
That's
my
it.
muscles.
All right.
At least they didn't leave me.
Let's see.
You know what? Actually, it's just a bunch of bubbles just kind of come over us, and all of the
Does
damage
a
is
9
gone.
hit you?
Yes. Yes, it
Oh,
does.
you're weakened again.
Never
And
mind.
you take 11 dark damage.
I tried Squid.
It's alright.
Who would like to go next?
Which goo attacked me?
I think it was Goo.
You just said the goo attacks me.
We'll say Goo 3.
All right.
It hasn't really done much yet.
Jerry's gonna put the captured goo on the ground and
He's gonna
pull
set
his
it up.
revolver. I'm gooing for it.
All right.
All right, Jerry's gonna roll to shoot the goo.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll shoot the Goo.
What is that again? That is a.
You should say New Year revolver.
I am looking. Dex plus insight. So that is a 10 plus 8. I will remember these at some point.
Nah.
8 and then D10. Alright. Right, did I grab a D10? Yes, I did. Oh, I rolled a 9.
That will hit.
Cool. So that is high roll plus 8, so that's gonna be 13. What are you doing with my die?
All right.
So pretty.
Goo 3 still remains the only Goo not in crisis.
I'm gonna get you, goo.
Okay, so that was Jerry.
Get goo scrub.
Goo 3 is going to strike back, I think, immediately. That is a 16 to hit.
Excuse me?
It's a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
You take 15 dark damage, and you are weakened once again.
Damn. Come on, guys.
All right, Squid or Candle, who would like to go?
I'm gonna hit, so I'll go.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate
I'm underwater. I'm not as
Alright.
fast as I was with the pumpkins.
Where are my D10s? Here we go. All right, I'm just gonna hit it with my basic staff.
You're gonna staff it?
An 8 plus 10.
Whoa.
So
Yeah,
18.
that will hit.
So that's 10
Staff
plus
away.
6 physical, 16.
Which one were you hitting? 1, 2, and 3.
Goo number
2.
1 or goo
2?
number 2.
Okay. Yeah, so you smack Goo number 2 with the staff, and it just like, yeah, you like knock it off of the coral clean off, and as it's flying through the water, it can't hold its form anymore, and this like dark energy just fades away and disappears.
We managed to delete Goo 2 off of our shell phones.
And once again, Candle hits a home run to save the day. Thank you.
Goo 2
Thank
was
you.
Nice job.
Goo 2 was the only one that hadn't gone this turn, so we move straight to Squid.
Alright. I'll try. Pick up my sword all feebly and I try to attack it. Oh, 5!
One of your dice should still be a D8.
No, because I was
Weakened,
weakened
aren't you?
and I had a
Oh yes,
my
just for
my
the
might
second
was
in-
weakened and my insight
Yes.
was taken off.
Okay,
So
well that's done now,
Okay.
but the 5 does not hit.
No, I didn't think it
Squid,
would.
This is embarrassing.
Who would like to go next?
I like turn to Jerry and I go like, I don't really want to be seen right
I'll
now.
smack with my staff again.
I don't want to be seen with any of you. I have the
Got you.
goo. We could just go.
This is for you.
Thanks, Bubble.
You're really mean, Jerry.
I got a 14.
You should work on yourself.
You said you
What are
didn't
you
want to be
doing? You
seen
hitting
with.
Yeah, with the staff again.
Goo 1 or Goo 2? Or Goo 3, sorry.
Isn't there only one left and one in the jar?
There's 1 and 3. No, you scooped up some of it.
I
Yeah,
took
it's got
some of the
Oh,
goo. This is
okay.
just partial goo.
I'll
Oh,
make-
you know what? I should probably take some health off of. Just roll a d6 for me to see how much of Goo 3 you scooped.
I dropped it.
You can re-roll it, yeah, that's fine.
3.
Whoa.
I took 3 parts of goo.
Okay.
Nice. I will say I'm hitting Goo 1. And high roll plus 6, that's 15 damage.
Okay.
Goo in the hat.
What are you hitting it with?
My staff, so I'm just like kind of like the stick end of it. So I'm holding the staff upside down and just kind of trying to scrub the goo off the coral.
You scrape it off successfully, and it kind of just follows immediately in the tracks of the goo that Candle hit, and you just...
Well, now I don't feel as cool.
All right, that was Goo 1.
And we probably have the same staff too.
Goo 3 will take a turn. Who does it want to hit?
The shop only has one kind.
It's gonna go for Squid, as if he hasn't suffered enough.
Is it an even number accuracy check?
It is.
Yeah! I get a free attack.
All right, you wanna handle that?
Do I do just my normal, like what I just rolled these
Yeah, I guess
guys?
you can just roll for your spear, yeah.
And it's a 6 is the high, so 6 plus 12.
Does it still have to hit?
I don't know. It says free attack after even number accuracy.
Yeah, I think
check.
it still has to hit. And
Well, then it doesn't hit.
7 doesn't hit. That.
Never mind. I tried to flail at it.
Does a 10 hit you?
Yeah, it does.
All right, you're gonna take 11 dark damage.
I haven't been hit once. This is
Squid.
great.
It's okay.
Okay.
Jerry's not
Who
nimble
would like to go
underwater.
next?
Candle time.
All right.
Hit it. 5 plus 8, 13.
13. Yep, that will hit.
And that's another 8 plus 6, 14 physical damage.
All right. Yeah, didn't love that. Who would like to go next? There's no more goos really to eat up the turn economy, so.
I think the only one hasn't gone.
I will go. Jerry will get his revenge upon this goo.
Squid hasn't gone yet either this turn.
Oh.
That was a counterattack.
D8 and D10.
Okay.
Rolled a
Ooh, okay.
15.
Yeah, that will hit.
Alright, so that is going to be 17 damage.
All right, yeah, you shoot the goo, and it just explodes and filters up out of the water. And you have blown up this goo.
Look at that! Killed one and got one.
Great work.
Just patting.
My muscles.
It's okay, they're growing back. I see them.
Yeah. As the goo kind of dissipates, you feel your strength slowly returning to you.
Thank
So when I
goodness.
do we lose weak because the goo's gone?
Yes. The corals you would see, they're not fully back up to health yet, but they you see the faintest glimmer of color return to them, and they start to sway in the breeze again. And you hear them say, in a very quiet voice, because they're not feeling well, in coral, of course, thank you.
Oh, no problem, little colony of dudes and dudes. What happened here?
I don't know, these things, they seem to grow out of nowhere.
How long ago? Do you, in coral time and or whatever time you feel like giving it to me?
Well, it's been going on for a while now in coral time.
Okay.
But this current attack was more recent.
Oh. Did you notice any boats at the before this happened or after it happened? Up in the upper water.
Yes, there's been these
part.
these big boats that blot out the sky recently. They go back and forth. It was a little after that.
Ask them if they mix with something or the goo collects somewhere, right? If there's some other step beyond.
From what they said, it was just mid-air. It almost all collected at once and then dropped down. There was just a concentration of this stuff in the water.
Okay.
Seems like it's mixing with something else and then becoming this toxic goo.
Well, let's bring it back to the smart guys.
I'm pretty smart. Hand it over here.
He's got a PhD in chemistry.
I do.
All right.
Magic,
So you
not
guys-
chemistry.
You guys are going to head back to Helio's fortress?
Tomato,
Yeah.
tomato, right?
Yeah, we don't see any, there's no boats right now, right?
No.
Okay.
No random scientists on the way. Or magic scientists.
I have 3 of them.
There's no pipes, or we don't see any other sources.
Is that goo you have? I'll trade you goo
it's
for
pretty
free
quiet
science.
out here. There's really this is one of the least sort of developed areas because the coral don't really benefit from houses or
Yeah.
anything.
They are the houses.
No. So you would guess that it is coming from things passing by.
Okay.
Are you headed back to bring it to Helio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back.
So, well, our heroes venture back to the more populous side of the city. I think that's where we're going to take our break. We'll see you in a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
Don't goo anywhere.
Hey, and welcome back. We just got back from destroying a bunch of goo that was bothering the Coral Collective, some distant relatives of Helio, the Coral Elder of the Equatio Kingdom. Our heroes have traversed back through rural Equatio to find themselves back at Helio's fortress, where they have been given entrance back in since they, convinced those guards so well the first time. And you are here, we'll say, in the interest of not boring everyone with your walk back, in front of Helio with your your goo jar.
Goo.
We brought you goo.
You can tell your friend they can set that down. I can't really.
You can put it down. They don't have hands.
Where?
Just
Oh,
in
anywhere,
the
fine.
anywhere on the ground, like right here.
And Jerry just lets it go and watches it slowly float to the ground.
Yeah, just gonna land next to them. Thank you. I will consult with the other elders to see if we can get to the bottom of this. I truly appreciate your help.
I know that
Just
you.
like egg.
Egg?
I know that you had sent many people on this mission before, and the problem seems to never go away. It seems like it may be linked to the ships that have been coming over more recently.
I thought those new ships seemed strange. I'll have to discuss this with the elders to see if there's something we can do to keep our waters free of this strange scourge.
Well,
But for now, it seems you're interested in an egg?
real quick, aside,
yeah.
between us.
Hold on a moment, Helio.
Egg's
course.
really cool, and the ship thing.
I can still hear you, just so you know.
I know.
It sounds like they'll get to it eventually, but I feel like I'd feel really bad if we just dipped, right? Not to, tell them what. We should go onto one of those ships and figure this out.
We would like an egg, please. A moment of goodwill, if you will.
Yeah,
I'm down.
I'm down, right? Okay.
Egg, short for Moment of Goodwill.
Yeah.
An excellent moment, one might say. It's the first joke Jerry's made. Wait, second joke Jerry's made.
Nobody reacts.
Yeah, right.
Helio
It's weird when you're funny.
begins to sort of glow. The little, tendrily corals first, and then the other corals kind of join in until there's sort of this little symphony of lights. And all these little lights just sort of pull up off of it as if they were little pieces of pollen almost drifting in the wind, and they all come together and circle. And they come towards you because, you seem the most excited about the egg. And as they come together, there's this flash of orangey yellow light. And then right in front of you, sort of just floating in the water, is almost like what looks like a big old, frog egg. But it's very magical looking. It's glowing with all of this
Egg.
energy. And it's kind of hard to tell if it's just because it's underwater, but it's almost like you can see, little water textures inside of it. You now have an egg.
I
A
go in
moment
my
of
bag and
goodwill.
pull out a really big jar. Put the egg in it.
You had that the whole time?
Yeah, you asked
Oh
Candle
my
about a jar.
sourdough.
I have
That
7
you
jars.
stole!
Good to know.
You and your friends are quite strange, but
You
I
only
think
care.
you'll do well.
You only care about the sourdough because Squid's mom likes sourdough. Tell me I'm wrong!
I don't have to answer anything you asked me.
We appreciate this moment of goodwill, and thank you very much, Helio.
Thank you. I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your travels.
Now let's get out of here.
Agreed. Thank you.
Yeah,
And I
you
throw
have-
confetti.
You just have your little jar. And
I already have my little sketchbook out and I'm drawing the egg and it's full on when you get a JRPG game and there's a booklet at the end.
you have
I have a full art set and I'm just filling it in as we go.
Yeah.
Egg, stats, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Purpose question mark.
Okay, yeah, so you exit the
Exit.
Sigh. You leave the fortress, walk back out into open waters. And are you just gonna head back towards the central city so that you can get, what was it, Doris? Dolores?
Doris.
Doris.
Is my airship.
Awesome. All right. So you start walking.
Yeah, we should be to the tube, right? 'Cause we have to get back up tube side.
Yeah, we gotta get back up
Yeah,
to the
alright,
main
let's
city
go.
because there's not really a lot of tubes in this
Yeah.
neck of the woods. Are you just like holding this thing and like drawing with like what's going on here?
I would like start sketching out the outline and stuff like that while holding it and like walking, and then at some point I put it with my other trinkets in my bag and I'll finish the sketch by memory.
You don't get there because as you're holding it and investigating it, this big claw hand comes down and shoots into the water and grabs it
Oh my gosh.
and just yanks it up.
Is this part of the mission?
It's like, I'm gonna shoot the jar.
No, don't shoot the egg!
We can swim. Can we?
Honestly, yeah,
We
could
should
just swim straight up.
surface. Hold on. All right. So I'm gonna surface. I'm gonna head up to follow it. They
All
can-
right, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Swear to God,
shoot
I'm
up
gonna meet some
Okay.
to the
pirates.
top. It's like you're not in deep waters yet. Again,
Okay.
you're like where corals can grow. So it takes you maybe like 30 seconds. You're following this thing up, and you look up. There is this massive airship in the sky. It's like all sorts of weird pieces. You haven't seen anything like this. And then there's this big, almost like air balloon structure that looks like this big striped tent. And this thing is just belching like gas and steam. And there's these big like bright lights all over it. And you see a couple of like very candle-looking individuals peering over the edge and like fishing this
Where
thing up into the
are we about to
airship.
fight
Hey!
a clown airship?
Candle-looking individuals in the sense of clown adjacent
they're
or
clowns.
people?
No, they're clowns.
No! Oh my god.
Species.
And you just hear them like cackling, and they're like, "We got it, boss! We got it!" Hey! You'll see this very tall gentleman. He has a big cloak on. You can kind of see him on the edge. Look down as they're reeling it up. He has these little like cat ears sticking out of this big hat. Yeah, your natural. His name is Tom. No, and he grabs it and looks at it, and he just like grins and tucks it in his coat, and you see him disappear. And the airship begins to fly.
Has Jerry made it to the surface with them?
I was going to say, have we all surfaced yet?
Yeah, you at this point have surfaced.
I
So,
want to
Bubbles
try.
wants to attempt to like
You wanna shoot
go
first?
real fast.
oh,
and jump out
most
the water.
definitely. Jerry very much takes his revolver out, takes aim, because he knows if he puts a hole in that tent, it's coming down.
You can try, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it. So I have to roll dexterity and insight. That is not the right dice. That is the right dice.
Can I join him on this? Can I also shoot something?
If you have something to shoot, yeah.
I have Ignis, yeah. It's only 10 per
Alright.
target.
Actually, no, it has to be multiple opponents. Alright, Jerry's gonna take the shot. It is a 15. Jerry got a 15 taking fire at this thing.
I got a 10.
10. Okay. Whew. Yeah, so your shot, what are you ignising?
Yeah.
You hit kind of like one of the bottom corners of the actual like structure of like the boat portion, if you will, but it doesn't really look like that. It's just sort of this mass of metal and steampunky nonsense. And you manage to hit the corner of the tent. And the boat the airship starts to careen a little, and the clown-looking individuals are panicking. You hear frantic honking, and they say, "Boss, we got a leak!" And you see, you hear someone say, like, "Oh, kick it into high gear!" And as they all kind of scramble to deal with it, the thing kind of just goes like, careening off.
Do we see where it's careening off to?
Yeah, kind of back towards the mainland.
All right. We go indoors. We find this thing. We take it back.
Yes.
Did we see any sort of lettering on it, or is it just like kind of big tent? There weren't any words. It was just a big tent. Tubby thing.
Ooh, roll like insight because it is quite far away. Insight plus insight.
6 and a 4 plus 1. I have plus 1 on insight.
Yeah, you see this, like, you know, kind of like the little flag following the ship, and you squint because it's quite far from you. It says Cornelius Rex's Traveling Circus.
Dear God.
Use my fish eyes.
As it disappears kind of over the horizon to the mainland.
Okay. Does the name Cornelius Rex mean anything to you? I don't point
You
that at you,
specifically,
but...
you can roll insight and willpower, or insight and insight, I guess, whichever is better.
Insight and willpower, because willpower is better. That's a 7 plus 3, 10.
Okay.
Since I've like traveled all over, can I like try to recall if I've ever seen it before?
Sure, yeah.
Jerry has definitely never seen this thing.
Yeah, no.
That's just insight.
Kendall, did you go to the theater very often as a child? Were you a big theater patron?
I imagine that, we'll just say, Kendall's perhaps family was probably known for, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it's in their wheelhouse.
So in the Shining Citadel, there is a theater sort of district, a Playhouse district, and the main theater there is the Lux Theater. You would go there all the time as a young clown. When your father took you to the city to see. Anyway, one of the acts that probably stood out to you, you know, considering your tendencies, was there was a sideshow act that would play between like plays and stuff. Sorry.
You're right. I should be ashamed of this curse I've placed upon my character.
Yeah. There would be a sideshow act that would do like fun stunts and magician stuff, which is kind of the stuff that you were into. It's probably where you learned the whole resist your card thing. And it was run by this gentleman by the name of Cornelius Rex.
Oh yeah, that guy's a sleazebag. Let's go kill him.
All right.
You know?
If I eat another clown, I get their powers. That's how it works.
Let's go.
All right.
Swim
All
back.
right.
We should take the airship probably.
Well, right, we have to swim back to shore. We just surfaced
Oh,
the middle of water, so we gotta get back to the main land.
Yeah.
I want that egg and I want to get out of this godforsaken kingdom.
Can't you guys not swim?
No, we can swim.
No,
we can swim,
Okay.
just not as well as you guys. Like, Jerry's kind of like a... when he swims, but... What? Don't we like visuals around here?
Yeah, we do. I like
All right. So yeah, you a little dejectedly because you know you just lost your very cool egg. You lower back down to the bottom. You head back to the main city. Are you just heading straight for the tubes? Was there anything you want to do in the city?
No, I'm pro tube. I'm pro tube and Doris.
Get outta
and
here.
getting our egg back.
On the way there, can I pop an elixir real quick?
Yeah, you can pop an elixir.
Alright, so-
Jerry is so far from dejected, he is pure rage.
Oh, on that note, would you like to restore any inventory points while you are in a city? Because you will not have the chance to do so until you reach the next
I haven't used any.
locale.
Oh,
only thing
how
is-
do we do that?
It's
You,
10
for
Zen.
every 10 zenit, you get an inventory point back.
I will spend the rest of my money.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You go into the marketplace as, like, everyone's trying to get the tubes. They have to keep stopping because you just keep buying things and shoving them in your bag.
All right. I will burn part of my Zat and then get an elixir. Okay.
You know, if you guys look over at any time, like there's definitely different compartments of this enchanted bag. So there's definitely a section where it's just like all the seaweed and kelp and everything that's just like shoved, stuffed really tightly in there. There's another section of like books and stuff that like as long as you don't pull them out, they stay dry. But then there's like a trinket section where it's like just all the random stuff that he buys and the bulbs and the like just random crap.
Do you
Like
steal any of it? Or do you just
never
come-
on purpose.
All right.
You ever
so-
like gone to Walmart, put a hat on, and accidentally just leave? I've never done that.
No, my friend did that. That was crazy. All right. So with your bags full of, you know,
Useless junk. And
useless junk, yeah. Again, you head back up to a tube, and finally, you guys find yourself on I wouldn't say dry land. You're on like the stilts on soggy land. And you can debubble if you would like. And you can breathe that fresh ocean.
Just been breathing recycled air.
No! Let's go murder some clowns.
You will never believe
Son of a
this.
beach, I'm in.
Pull the clown juice out and it's back.
Oh no! We were fighting a bunch of clowns and Candle accidentally got shot. I don't know what happened, guys. Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh, last I saw him, he was fighting another clown.
We're really close together.
I couldn't tell them apart.
We're
Wow.
not good with humans, you know. It's hard.
You don't like
Look
fish, you don't
very
like
similar.
clowns. You guys really need. That's why you're on this mission, to expand your cultural
Just a
horizons.
DEI mission.
Were they all humans?
On the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you couldn't quite tell. That guy had cat ears.
Jerry
And
definitely
clowns, you know, it's really hard to say.
Honestly.
He's a clown cat.
Alright, so you head back up the tubes, you debubble, you shake
Yeah.
yourselves off, and you head over to Doris,
Yes.
where she stands patiently waiting for you.
Thanks, baby. All right, let's go.
Alright.
Take my scarf first and I wrap it around my neck all triumphantly. I gotta give myself some kind of confidence in this. I'm very upset.
Alright, so what is the game plan? Are you going to try to hunt some clowns? Are you going to start heading in the vague direction of the Oshio Kingdom?
No, we're hunting clowns.
We're hunting clowns.
Okay. Getting
this
I think
egg back.
This is personal, and we have unfinished business in the. They're heading back to the Citadel, so
Yeah.
we still have to get an egg there anyway. So
Exactly. We can, you know,
What?
figure out what's
Kill-
going on, and
Alright, so
if I
you're
eat them, I get their
assuming-
memories too.
You're assuming they're heading back to the
Should we
Citadel.
rest beforehand? What's the state of our beings at the moment?
This feels pretty hasty. I don't know. if
Yeah,
we have
you're
time to
right.
Rest.
Is there an item? I know elixirs are restore MP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remedy
What-
is
And there's
HP.
potions.
Remedies HP, gotcha. How much HP do those restore?
50.
Gotcha. I want to wait on that then.
And it's 3 inventory points.
I'm gonna wait on that then. I need to print that out for next time.
So the destination is the Shining Citadel?
Well, I think we would follow like wherever the
as best as we could.
Yeah, we're going for where the clowns
Follow them.
went and
traces.
crashed.
Did they crash?
No.
They careened off.
Okay.
Once you get into Doris, you can't really. There's no sign of the clown mobile.
We start heading in the direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wherever that takes us.
You're just gonna keep going until you
Yes.
get to the clown? Okay.
Yes.
If we end up in another area, we have business in all the areas. So.
Oh, guys,
Alright.
we gotta be careful. This is in the direction of Clown World, the secret fifth city of the game.
Yeah, this end game.
As long as we
Clown
don't
Kingdom.
accidentally end up right back here, we're good.
We go all the way around the world. Around the world in 80 goos.
Sounds good. All right, so you head off in Doris, keeping your eyes peeled for any clowns that you may see along the way. There's really no sign of them by the time you got all the way back up, finished buying things in the market, got up out of the tubes, cleaned yourself
so
off.
much time.
You don't really see them. So the first place you would hit, essentially, on your path along the way would be the Shining Citadel, if you want to stop there. If you would like to just continue going, that's fine, but
If we know that these clowns have been to the Shining Citadel, there might be places that have more information about them. So we could at least stop and get the quest here and figure out where these clowns may have gone to.
That surely is a thing we could do.
No, Candle, you seem to have some hesitation about going back to the Shining Citadel.
It's just not my cup of tea. You know.
But your cup of tea is clown juice, and that shouldn't be anyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
I worry you have a problem.
By the way, I noticed as we go up, it gets thicker.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They were in a sky ship, so they could be in the sky.
They could still be in the sky. A. B. I get the feeling that the Citadel is the literal first place we'd look for them, and they know that. Long shot. You know.
They're idiots.
They did kind of steal something out from under us. How dumb can they be?
That's why they're
making more
idiots.
clown-based
because
assumptions.
they think making enemies of us is the right plan.
Okay.
This
Do you want to stop in the Citadel, Jer?
That'd be great.
All
Let's
right.
see if we can find them, and maybe we can get another egg while we're here. And then we can get on with this quest.
If it'll make you happy,
It's
I guess
like-
we can do that.
It'll make me so much better.
It's like, what are you, like 3 feet tall?
Yeah.
Soaking wet mouse. He's just shaking with rage.
Shaking with rage and ripped. Because his cloak is still drying, so he's still not wearing it.
Oh my god.
Do you need a towel?
I'm like fuming. Like I'm so angry that steam's just coming off from the water drying.
Alright, so we heading to the city?
Yeah.
Yup.
You can easily park yourself over in the Skyport, which is kind of on the edge of the city. To remind you of sort of the layout, there is on a big hill. Top-ish of the hill is where the castle is, and then kind of all the way down is the rest of the city. So kind of in that top region that isn't quite where the castle is, you can park your ship. Which would put you in the wealthy neighborhood. Wow.
Perfect. Is that? Do we know where the elder is for this area?
Egg first, elder later. Seems like the plan.
I mean, we don't know where the egg. The elder is the person who
We
would
should
give us
ask
the
the elder.
quest, right, to get the egg. So I think.
So there's
Maybe
the High Elder of this region, which would kind of be free information. You've
Yeah.
been here. She lives in the castle because her granddaughter is the current queen. So she's in the castle, which oh gosh.
My hair.
There's also the Playhouse district. There's the factory district. There's the markets. You know, whatever you're really looking to do here.
So you got information about like the Playhouse district and stuff like that. Did you share anything?
Yeah. Candle probably said, like, clowns, I've seen this particular act before. They probably go to the Playhouse district a lot.
Let's go to the Playhouse District and, for lack of a better word, shake some people down for some info.
Great idea. Let's try not to stand out too much. Blend in.
Merman, 7-foot penguin, mouse, clown. We'll do our damnedest.
Honestly, I'm the only weird one that you just mentioned.
There we go.
All right. So you descend down the hill. The Playhouse district is pretty close by because it's, it's kind of touristy and also for the fancy folk of the city. You do kind of stand out, but in the sense that people are wearing, like, nice outfits. And you have a naked mouse, a penguin in a bathrobe, a shirtless man, and a clown. So you look a little out of place in that regard.
We're doomed.
Jerry's just walking with like such extreme rage on his face. Just like,
Like all the little,
I
like,
want to be done. I want to be done. It's going to be okay.
I'm very uncomfortable and like I'm trying to be aware of like how much space I'm taking and I'm very bad at it. So I'm just like bumping into everyone. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, and I bump into someone, like their glasses like kind of fall off and like try to fix it and just like slap it off their face just a little
is
bit.
this like kind of like New York, where like if you don't walk with the pace, people will get mad at you?
it's pretty, no, people are pretty leisurely, but like, especially because people are kind of stopping to,
Look at us.
every time you guys walk past.
I'm apologizing to everyone. Sorry, my bad.
Do we notice any signs for upcoming play, like any flyers or any banners that would maybe indicate what Cornelius Rex's circus is up to?
I guess free information. You don't really see any like flyers
Okay.
for the traveling circus.
Okay.
Do you see any clowns?
You see one clown.
Tell us your secrets.
Do you think all clowns know each other?
If they work together.
I never worked with these people.
Darn.
Okay. It's a little clownist.
I don't know how big the market is for clowns. I'd ask you if you knew other engineers and
so
other
the-
scientists.
There's several little theaters. There's some small venues. There's some taverns. There's an inn. There's like a like restaurant that does like performances, like one of those places where the waitresses will sing to you, and there's of course kind of at the center the Lux Theater. It's this big marble building, pillars, red velvet, gold, and like big signs for plays that are going to be going on soon. Notably nothing advertising anything particularly silly or whimsical or carnival or circusy or clowny.
Is there anything that we see that would indicate a Catman?
No.
Oh, okay.
Except like the other Catmen walking around, I suppose.
I've got an idea. I'm gonna go to that inn you said with the singing waitress.
You want to go to the the diner with the
I
singing
also
waitresses?
want to go to the diner with the singing waitresses.
Okay.
Probably good information there.
Lots of information.
Yeah, so you head over. It's a pretty nice looking restaurant. Again, you are in one of the nicer areas. Big, like, beautiful wood floors, and there's like a live band playing, and there's waitresses of all types, human, forest folk, feather folk, couple fin folk even. You're brought to a little table, and you have your little menus, and there's, the waitresses are doing their thing. They're singing and taking orders and what have you.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see a particular waitress.
Okay.
I imagine Candle, on their way out the door, probably spent some times, bumming it in some various places.
Yeah.
He 1000% knows one of these women.
Okay, great.
Or they, how did I mispronounce, or how did I,
What are we doing here, Candle?
trust me? I got this.
All right. Let's see. Who do you know? Yeah, there's this one waitress, she's a human. You talked to her before about life and clowning and whatever Candle's dreams are. I don't know. Her name is Blythe.
Blythe?
Blythe.
The second Candle sees her, they pop up and they go, Blythe!
Do you look the same as when last they would have seen you?
The makeup gets a little bit more elaborate. Candle takes their big gesture jacket and goes like this and then looks.
Oh, hey. She's
Okay.
giving you the look of someone who's waiting for you to say your name because she doesn't remember.
Oh,
Candle?
Oh, Candle! Oh my gosh, it's been a while. How are you?
I slept on your couch for a week.
Yeah.
How many people sleep on your couch?
A couple other people look up at you.
Name's Squid.
Squid.
Oh, hey, Squid.
Hey.
Are you looking for a couch to sleep on?
I'm
Because I
always
don't
looking
have
for a
one right
couch to
now.
sleep on. I can snuggle. It's fine.
Oh well, I'll tell the guys about that. I guess.
Perfect.
So, I was basically. Have you seen what was it?
Cornelius Rex.
Cornelius Rex. That
Oh, I haven't
Sure.
heard that in a while.
you seen him around?
No, he
When's the last time you've been through?
well, he went a little crazy after he failed the Envoy exam.
Which Envoy exam?
Oh,
The most recent one or the?
no, I don't know, like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, he flunked the mission, and then he kind of was like, he was talking to Gats. You know, Gats owns the Lux Theater.
Yeah.
Tells Gats like, "Oh, you can't keep me here anymore." And I don't know. Nobody's really seen him since.
Did it have
Gats is real. You can't even talk about him to Gats. He gets all red and stompy. And...
Well, I know the second place we're looking. Do you think he would stay here, or he would go somewhere else?
I mean, nobody's really seen much of him, but I don't know if he's avoiding the place or anything.
You think he's just avoiding the district or the city?
I mean, if
hall?
Gats sees him, he doesn't mess around. Cornelius might be out a couple kneecaps if he comes over here, but I don't know if he's avoiding the whole city.
Famously, we have 3 kneecaps. Okay.
Well, thought if he failed the Envoy exam it would explain why he stole the egg from us. So, if we just get the egg from here, and he comes to steal it from us, then we break a couple of his kneecaps. We do the mission, and he comes to us, and we're ready this time, and then we break every kneecap on his body for stealing from us.
Okay, Jerry.
Sounds like what we were thinking.
I'm
I'm
gonna
definitely
put
down.
a taper on your revenge quest here for a moment. Long shot idea.
Did you guys want to order anything, or
Shush.
Absolutely.
Shush.
Free samples of anything?
want some water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have like some plate shards in the back or something? Do you have a playmat? Like a children's playmat?
No.
Like for coloring?
No. Oh, like a coloring book?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get you a coloring book.
Yeah, we'll get you a coloring book. You want a coloring book?
Yeah.
Alright.
So 2 coloring books?
One coloring book. It's
No, it'll be 2.
Okay,
One for
okay.
him, one for
Yeah,
one for
yeah.
Campbell.
Okay, I'll be right back.
one for them. Alright? I can mess it up, you can't. Alright. Now, Wild, long shot here. What if, right? What if you only needed 1? Or, right? We could just find him. Why are we trying to bait him out? If he's just going to keep
Faster.
following us, then we should go look for him. Get a
It's
little proactive.
faster than checking everywhere in the city.
Okay, I would really like to not do this one.
Sounds like Candle's got a secret.
We also have to do this one. And we're here.
Candle doesn't want to do something for some reason. Let's find out what that reason is.
Jerry, why would I tell you
Blythe will come
literally?
back and hand you each, like, the children's menu that comes with, like, a coloring page and, like, a couple colored pencils. And she'll bring you your water.
Bubbles is in their sketchbook, and it's just like there's a page for candles specifically, and it's just like known associates and like already sketch a picture of life and everything. But then there's like like other notes, and it's like secret question mark underline.
If we could just,
I'm
If we
sorry,
could just-
I'm busy ordering.
if you could quit clowning around for a second, we could get on with this.
That is highly offensive.
You called me Mouse Boy.
That's different. I didn't know you. I feel like it's worse since we're friends.
Again, you keep using the word. Not sure you know what it means.
Bubbles is sinking into their seat more and more, and like trying to like
People,
focus
like,
on
looking
coloring in
over
their
at, like-
sketchbook, in their coloring book now.
People are kind of
We
glancing over
just
at you.
got one of the eggs. Why don't we just go find it? Why do we have to go on a whole new quest to find a whole new egg?
We have to do it anyways.
And then what? What if they don't show up?
Then we hunt them down.
So we're back where we started. Why don't we
But at
just
least we'll
find
have
the
an egg then.
Can we take it on a boat?
No, because then I'll lose.
Yeah.
Wow, the power of democracy. I vote we do the next egg quest.
And while we're there, we could tell them that we got an egg stolen by a crazy cat man and some clowns. We're in the city. We may as well talk to them.
Looks like that's 3 to 1 clown.
I didn't raise my hand, but I am pro going and doing the thing that we have to do anyway. But I see that it makes you deeply uncomfortable, Candle. And you keep throwing the F word around, and you're right. We are friends. So what's going
but,
on?
Candle can be uncomfortable because Candle made you be uncomfortable to talk to Destiny.
I didn't.
We've all got to suffer a little.
Hey, I didn't make any of that happen. She just happened to be there. That just happened to be her job. Why is that my fault?
I'm making it your fault because you kept hitting on Squid's mom.
Squid doesn't know that.
Well, Squid does now.
You're into my mom?
Everybody is. Get over it.
I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I get it.
I look at the waitress. Can I take my water to go?
She nods and she's gonna go get you like a little to-go glass, a jar, like a little mason jar.
If it means we can stop talking about Squid's hot mom, then let's go. Fine.
Let's get going.
Thank you, Blythe, for all of your help.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You guys didn't really order any food or anything.
And we're gonna continue doing that.
Great.
We've got stuff to do.
Cool.
Jerry
Thanks
leaves
for coming in.
Jerry leaves 10 Zenit on the table as they get up.
Someone pay for the information.
Jerry leaves 10 Zenit on the table because I have no concept of how money works in this universe.
I do the thing that people do when they can't tip. I'm just like, thank you so much. It was lovely. The service was great. Thank you. The water was lovely.
All right.
So aquatic.
Are you heading out into the big city?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it seems like we need to go talk to the queen. For
The queen's grandma.
The queen's grandma. Gamimama.
Mimala Queen.
Yes.
So you're again kind of back to that square of how are you going to get into the castle?
Right.
You know, the seat of power in
Can we knock?
the Shining Citadel.
Well, we're gonna talk to the guard. See how much a problem it is. We don't know how lax their security is and how much they'll believe us. We can start with the truth and then see how far that gets us.
True. What are these guards looking like as we approach?
Right. So are you just headed straight to the castle?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to like try to rest or
No.
anything.
Oh.
Like you guys have just been nonstop. It is kind of like the nighttime now.
I should sleep and get
yeah,
my MP
I guess
back.
we should rest.
We were supposed to sleep at your house. Why
I
are we
know.
sleeping here?
We were supposed to sleep at your house.
We can next
Trust
time.
me, I was promised a bed.
Oh man, when?
What's the inn situation looking like in the Citadel?
Oh, there's plenty. There's an inn right over
There
here.
was only one
You
bed.
could go try to find a cheaper inn because it looks kind of expensive over here if you're trying to like scrimp.
Let's go find the cheaper inn.
Yeah.
Okay. You have some options. You can head down into sort of the lower city where there's a lot of like shops and day-to-day life, or you could head up to the factory district, which is up beyond the castle.
Ooh. Sounds interesting in a new area. Which one seems more possible clown altercations could occur?
The factory district.
Is it a rubber chicken factory district?
No. Look. I don't know why I would know this, but if somebody was hiding from somebody around here, there are a lot of abandoned factories in that district. So that would be a pretty good place to hide.
And if they've got an inn that's cheap, I mean, I say we head over that way.
Yeah, I guess we could. Don't know about their pets policy.
Oh my god.
Whoa! Unnecessary.
So it's
I'm
crazy.
sorry. It seems that this area's gotten a little hostile.
And we'll find out why that is at some point.
You both are a little bad for each other.
It's just we head to the inn.
So you exit the tavern without actually ever buying any food or anything.
Hey, I left the 10
you
cent
did,
tip.
you did tip. That was very nice
Did
of
great
you.
job.
You escaped Blythe's threat.
Jerry's a mouse of the people.
You head up the hill. As you're heading up, like the scenery gets sort of fancier. There's these big sort of apartment buildings. There's even like little mansions. The streets are very nice, well-kept stone. There's planters everywhere and fountains and people who are driving around on what appears to be like carts that they own being driven by, you know, servants and whatnot. And you stand out kind of even more over here. But it's a quick walk. And as you get sort of right past the castle, the scenery changes to much more industrious. The factory district, you would know, was kind of on a downturn for a long time. The Shining Citadel didn't make a lot of its own stuff for a while, but now it's kind of reinstating itself as sort of the production hub of the Kingdom of Fabel, particularly because it's like kind of gone all in on the hot new wave, which is coal power. You know, most things relied on magic power before to run, and it's not the most efficient type of energy. It's very slow, it's very chaotic, you know, sometimes you get results you don't want. So a lot of the factories went out, like Candle was describing. But as they kind of made the switch over to steam and coal power, a lot of these factories have come back to life and started producing new and exciting things. You pass by a textile factory, a weapon factory, you even pass by like some sort of vehicle factory. You don't see a lot of like self-propelled land vehicles, but you've seen a couple in the city in your walks, and that must be where they're coming from. This seems like a sort of new market they're diving into. You also see in this area a lot of apartment buildings have sprang up to accommodate all of the workers that are now in this area. You know, a couple of the old factories have been turned into apartments or even like little inns. It's not like the fanciest, but it's nothing to sneeze at either. There are still kind of those like seedier areas that Candle described where they just haven't redeveloped it much yet. So there's a lot of just like, you know, ne'er-do-wells around kicking rocks.
The riffraff.
You know, there's like a couple little like possum folk like punching a trash can or whatever. I don't know. So you know,
What
it's the,
kids do.
it's the bad part of town.
I hate recycling.
Here's what I think of you recycling.
Yeah, and you find it takes you probably a couple passes because it doesn't really stand out, but you find like one of the old smaller factories has been turned into a little inn. And you head inside, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a cost for an inn stay. Let's find out.
All of your zenith.
All of yours in it, actually.
All your money gone.
I should probably try to figure out this economy real quick before I just, you know.
Did I just
See how
tip
much-
like $1,000 equivalent?
It'll never work again.
Wait.
Maybe there's like a puddle outside for me.
A puddle. A penguin puddle.
Working bathtub. I think you'll be fine.
Well, 5 zenit pays for a decent meal, so you basically tip 200% on a meal you didn't eat.
That works.
10 zenit would be enough to rent a room. I would say because you're at a cheap inn, you could probably get away with paying like 8 zenit.
Okay. I've got plenty of in it.
Yeah.
I do too.
All right, so who's paying for the room?
Oh, we're all sharing a room?
Of
Oh, you can
course.
each buy a room if
It's
you
got
want.
one bed.
Is Jerry just gonna buy his own?
I
Bachelor bed.
can pay for it.
I like the tub idea.
Big spender over here.
I don't mind.
I say as I just tipped some random waitress 10
Like
zenith.
$35.
I like the idea that Candle didn't tell you on purpose.
Yeah, the economy in the Oshio Kingdom's just a little
It's
inflated.
so weird, yeah. Being in the sky, the cause that things are a little odd.
Yeah. All right, so you head in, you know, hand over your 8 zenit, and you're brought up to, it's a pretty big room, because again, you're in like a factory, so it's those nice, like, you know, loft area. It's got a big bunk bed, it's got a couch, it's got a bathtub, and some windows that overlook kind of downward on the city, which is a nice little thing for this cheap inn.
Suppose prick.
It's beautiful. All right, so let's read about rest, because we haven't done that yet. And there's some things that happen.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, creating a bonds, right?
Yeah, you can form bonds finally. Your first day sleeping together. It's been a long day.
Honestly.
Let's see.
Oh, right there.
So you need a place to rest, which you have found.
Yes.
When you rest, you will recover from any status effects and also gain back all HP and MP. When you rest, there is a chance for calmer, more intimate conversations. This is, again, our game is kind of thought of in scenes. We're moving into a resting scene now. During this type of scene, you can spend some time role-playing conversations if you'd like. You can also form bonds. Remember, bonds are not necessarily positive.
Yeah, I know.
Wonderful.
I can see that on here. There's inferiority, mistrust, and hatred.
Boy.
Would anyone like to take some time to solidify a bond between another party member while you're all having this nice little sleepover?
If these two are thinking about it, Nosley will try to mediate, and it's gonna be very bad.
Okay, great.
I imagine when we get in the room, Jerry's just standing there looking out the window. Like his cloak's back on, and he's just standing with his hands behind his back looking out the window.
Yeah, you see like the shadow of this little mouse on like the sunset.
Yeah.
Maybe you two should talk?
Jerry just keeps looking out the window.
Candle's just like sitting there playing her like own game of like solitaire between themselves and just like not paying attention.
I What should we do?
Hold on. Hey, Candle. So you grew up here?
Sort of, you could say. Kind of, in a way.
It can be tough to be back. You know, it was tough for me to go back because of destiny.
I'm telling you something now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot more tough than that.
I see that. And I just want you to know that destiny, there's a lot of destinies. It's hard for me to go back there. And I'm glad that I had you guys. And my family, and not so much Todd. But I'm glad I had, people to talk to about it.
Todd seems like a fairly supportive father. I don't know why you need to put him down on that one.
It's, he does what he can, okay? But, he could do more.
From what she said, I think he's doing a lot. But...
From what who said?
Oh, what?
But... I'm just saying, it seems like you're having trouble being back here, and I want to get this done as much as you do. And however we can help each other, but we don't know the whole story, and it might be easier if we knew at least an abridged bridge version. No judgment. You've seen me at my weakest, lowest point, literally. That you know about.
I mean, there's not much to really talk about, personally. It was a childhood, and it happened in a district, and there were people there, and then I did some stuff, and got along with some people, didn't get along with others, and decided that whoever I was stupid, and now I'm Candle. And so Candle doesn't really care what happened before that. And that's the end of that story, and that's all you need to know. Not to rudely push you away, but let me make this abundantly clear. This decision to not talk about who I am is not for some abusive past that, is going to come back to haunt us. We're not going to get chased down by the mafia or something like that. The person who experienced that past is dead. And so, why would I tell you guys about a dead person's history when we're living now?
Because Jerry's going to speak up.
Because this dead person's history doesn't want us in this city.
Yep.
Why say not to talk about the dead if the dead seem to affect you?
The dead don't affect me, the living affect me. As much as that person is dead, I still look like them. I still talk in their voice. I cannot help those things. So, I would rather avoid the snake's den that you guys are asking me to walk into.
We were going to have to do it eventually. Now is better than never.
You're right, now is better than never, but it feels nice to kick a can down the road when you don't have to deal with it.
This road's a dead end, bud. You're going to reach the end of it eventually.
You're right, and we had a plan. We were going to get the airship, we were going to get the egg from the water, get the airship.
And then the egg got stolen.
And then something happened that was out of our control, and now we're back here. And so, to be honest, I'm a little overwhelmed, because I'm expected to just kind of bite my tongue and get it. But really, this sucks. This royally sucks. And I'm not one who can pretend like that isn't real. I would like to leave. If you guys want me to shut up about wanting to leave, fine. But for the record, I want to leave, I don't want to talk to the princess. I don't want to talk to her mom. And I don't want to get and I don't want to get the egg from here until we absolutely necessarily have to.
Then you stay outside the castle and we'll go in and deal with it.
No, it's fine if you go in and deal with it alone without me. There's a chance you could fumble something. And I would rather us win as a collective than my, prattling and kvetching really affect the situation that much.
Then quit complaining and let's just go talk to them in the morning.
Sometimes, Jerry, you can want two things. You can want to complain and want to leave and want the egg. It's not contrary of me to want multiple things. I can be upset that we have to be back here. I don't want to be back here. This sucks. All right? And it's really annoying me, right? The fact that I'm willing to put myself out there to get this egg, right? And I'm willing to be here. Did I stomp my feet and walk out the door? No, I didn't. I'm in this inn with you. I helped you find it. I'm going to help you find whatever Cattle Max Rex or whatever guy, right? I'm going to help you find him. I'll help you find this egg, right? And I'll help you find the next one and the one after that. But I am allowed to want to keep my secrets to myself and want to keep my feelings on my chest. That's not a crime. That's just who I am.
So we have two very different things going on here, and there's a lot of anger and such as, not the biggest person. What is going on?
I just want to get this done. I want the eggs, I want to become an envoy, and I want this to be done.
Why?
I want to keep moving on with life. And frankly, I thought I was going to be doing my quest alone, because if I had to do everything else that way, didn't expect to be working with a group, and I'd like to just do this and get it done so I can become an envoy and keep it moving.
Are we that bad?
No, I just don't like people, and I'd like to keep it moving.
It seems that for all of us, this is about a reinvention of self. Dudes.
Well,
And it sounds like somebody was hurt. But who's Candle gonna be? And maybe Candle is even more than Candle knows they are. Maybe there's something beyond even Candle, beyond Squid, beyond Jerry with a T, beyond Bubbles.
It's with an S.
Oh, there was also a T involved.
No,
What?
it's Jerry with an S.
I'm confused.
It's around the Y.
And Jerry with silent letters that change at times.
No.
Jerry's also here.
So,
I don't want you to change who you are. It sounds like you've done a lot of that already. I think we need to become... This whole thing is about becoming the best us that we can be, whatever that looks like.
I think this is part of the challenge.
Absolutely.
You have secrets, and that's okay, but keeping the secrets that you're keeping a secret and keeping it secret is tough for us because we don't know something's going on. You don't like people. Destiny.
Don't... You know what? This isn't about her. It's about me,
And-
okay?
And
It's
I'm
about me becoming
awkward,
the best
so
man I can.
maybe we're together for a reason.
I've always thought that, Bubbles. Ever since meeting you on the road, I thought that this was... We can do this. I know we can do this. And I'm so glad that I got to do this with other people. Instead of just on my own.
Have you considered the omnipotent sky god that guides the ritual put you in a group for a reason and not just to mess with you because she thought it was funny?
I'm a mouse from the Sky Kingdom. All I think is that she thinks it's funny.
You're also ripped and a good shot. If she really hated you, why didn't she just make your life a joke?
With that, Jerry's just going to go back to staring out the window. He has no response.
Excuse me.
I'm not... Okay. We'll get the egg. I can be upset, but we'll get the egg. And I'll deal with myself if, I have to.
If we can't get this party together, I think we will fail. We are already missing an egg, and it's only been a day, but
It's been a day.
Has been a day.
you know, if we permanently lose one of these eggs or screw up one of these missions, this is our only shot. We don't get another one.
If you know any way that we can get in there and have an audience, if there's any way to do that with the least amount of hurt to you, that is my preference. I don't want to cause pain, but I do think we need to challenge ourselves and who we are.
Do we have to rush it?
There's 3 options.
Tomorrow's a new day.
That is very true.
You don't have to stay in the Citadel.
So the question is, when you say audience, do you mean willing audience?
They need to at least, I mean, Moment of Goodwill does kind of assume that they're happy about it and enjoying the experience.
So that's an ixnay on the breaking in, say.
If we happen to stumble upon the Queen's grandmother, elder sage lady, and like she has a mission for us, as long as they don't just throw us out.
Yeah, if you know of a time that she'd be out of the castle, less guarded, that we could maybe come upon them in a point that would behoove both them and us. But sleep on it, Candle. I'm not trying to push you.
I sleep
just
with
trying
my eyes
to-
open, it's fine.
Oh, God. Is that a clown? I shouldn't have asked. I'm sorry. Is it a clown thing?
Is what a clown thing.
The sleeping with the eyes open.
I don't do that.
What?
No, sorry, let me correct myself. I don't do that. Sleep. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I sleep and I snore. So, with that, I'm going to bed.
So Bubbles, when Bubbles goes to the bathroom, fills up the bathtub, nice and everything.
Before that.
Oh yes,
Oh,
before
boy.
that.
Because we are
Oh, no.
completing our resting scene.
Yes.
Would anyone like to open up a bond with anyone else in the party, positive or negative? Yay! Okay, so I assume this is a positive bond.
Yes.
I think so.
Would you say admiration, loyalty, or affection? Doesn't
I
really.
think admiration is the first thing. I like we both tried to do something, either admiration
or affection is
yeah.
where I'm leaning towards.
Absolutely.
I'll lean in your direction because Bubbles definitely has an admiration for so.
Admiration for
So now you guys can invoke that bond at times to like make cool things happen.
Team attack.
Are there any other bonds being opened up at the table?
There is mistrust and hatred and inferiority if we're going that far.
I think mistrust between Candle and Jerry for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So these can be edited later, but you now have these bonds between your fellow party members.
Nice.
I've been waiting for this since episode 1.
So the way it works, they can get stronger over time. You can add more of those emotions to them to strengthen them up to a max of 3. When a check is performed, a character can spend a Fabula point and invoke one of their bonds to add the strength to the result. So if you just need that one little extra point to push something over, you now have a bond, and that will obviously get better as that turns into like a 2 strength bond or a 3 strength bond, positive or negative. You can really be fueled by your hatred of Jerry or whatever it is.
Before he said a max of 3, I was like, we can collect them all.
You cannot experience every emotion towards each other. Also, just like real life, you can only have a maximum of 6 friends.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you hit 6 bonds, you need to get rid of one.
Honestly.
Maybe this way I can forget her. Guys, I need to fill up with bonds.
Forcibly
Writes
forget
Bubbles,
this.
erases destiny.
Just opens up your brain.
Bubbles has her back turned, and he just like erases Bubbles and puts Destiny back and goes, "I never leave you.
I can never leave you. You're my destiny.
Oh god.
She'll love me someday."
All right.
It's inevitable.
Now, sorry, if you'd like to tell us how going to bed looks for you, I would happily hear it. I just wanted to end that resting scene.
Bubbles definitely has like a little bit of like bubble bath. It's like the little swirly, colorful one, and like he puts some of the seaweed onto like the shower pole and stuff like that, so it creates kind of like a makeshift curtain and stuff. And so while he's like sleeping, every once in a while he'll kind of like curl over, grab a seaweed, and start munching on it.
Okay. And the rest of you, head off.
I take the bottom bunk and I very quickly and just completely fall into a dead sleep.
When everyone goes to sleep, Jerry's definitely standing at the window, and when they wake up, he's at the window. There's nothing implying he moved or went to sleep, but he seems extremely well rested.
Candle sleeps on the floor.
Okay, there's an open bed.
No, Candle sleeps on the floor.
All right. Cool. Just like face down, I imagine.
Their nose like scrunched against the ground. No.
Nice.
All right. So you all wake up in the morning, and I think only like upon waking up do you realize just how tired you had become after that long day yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The sunlight is streaming in through the window that Jerry
Blocked by
is.
Jerry, who supposedly has not moved all night.
There's a big mouse-shaped shadow cast on the wall from like the sun being blocked by Jerry. It's kind of like streaming in over his little ear silhouette in the window. And you all arise. Still maybe a little uncertain how you're going to deal with this. But here you are with somewhat fresh heads and a new day.
Sopping wet with my bathrobe on, I come sit next to you on your bed.
How'd you sleep?
Like a baby.
Same. Immediate. This is a really nice bed. For a bed that's not underwater.
Like,
Can I get the bathtub tomorrow? Thank you.
You still hear some of the water just like trickling down off of them, and like there's some of the glitter from like the bubble bath.
I say we just walk in the front door. Anyone opposed?
I mean, I'm down if you think it'll work.
I'm gonna go try to talk up a couple more guards.
We did it once.
Do it again.
All right. Yeah. So unless there's anything else you want to do here, you check out of the inn. You gather your belongings, whatever you have. I assume everyone's traveling pretty light. You put on your cloak. It's finally dry.
Yes.
Full lack of awareness. Every time we're in like the most public area, like checking out, just like draining my bathroom.
People are still like hard staring as you're walking around. It's a little less intense in the factory district because everyone like at this point I would assume you guys slept to a reasonable time. Everyone's already like at work. They're already like clocked in, and anyone that is out and about is not paying attention. They're out, like having a break outside. As you head back down, there's not much between the factory district and the castle except for like maybe some, brief woods or whatever. So you head right over. In your current state, smelling a little like the ocean. But yeah, you just walk right up. There are many guards at the front, more even than when you went to go see Helio at its fortress. There's, like almost a line of them before you even go over the moat to the castle.
Ooh.
And they stand at attention and look at you.
Reporting for official business.
I think I should handle this one. Pal.
And what official business might that be?
Yeah.
What was her name again?
Oh yes, the
I wrote it down
princess. I'm so
somewhere,
glad you
but
asked.
I have like 8 pages of things.
Did we write down that?
I thought I did.
Oh. Well, there's a queen actually.
Okay, queen. Who's the queen now?
Yes. She's the queen now. Her name is Queen Clethra. Her grandmother is Lady Iris.
We are envoys from the Sea Kingdom.
Envoy badge.
We lost it following a
Official statement of business. Signed. Notarized.
We have been robbed, so we are lacking a lot of credentials.
Well, you should head to the city guard and get that handled.
Here's the problem. We need to go see the Queen. We're on a tight deadline. and we were hoping you guys, I know exceptions aren't great around here, but we were hoping we could maybe get one, if possible.
None of you has a notarized form or an envoy badge.
Jerry just opens his cloak to show that all he has is his gun.
I use this.
We're in training.
I don't know if you could produce a badge. You could maybe produce a different notarized form, but it would be completely waterlogged from being in your bag underwater.
But I have the enchanted bag.
Oh, true, yes. You could have a different notarized form in your bag.
I'll save it for if we go talk to the guards. It sounds like
the
what we're gonna do
second
next.
time we've had this issue. We may
Yeah.
want to go to some sort of official government
I
building.
think you might be right, honestly.
We are willing to leave our weapons, and you are welcome to come with us and follow us the entire time. We will be on the up and up, we swear.
We don't really accept swearsies as a form of entry.
It's probably like the fourth time they've heard this today.
The other kind of just like staring at you in confusion of like what the...
All right, we'll go and get credentials and come back. Candle like spins and walks.
Do you know the way to a government building?
Okay, plan B.
Moat?
There's a vent that goes under the moat, connected to a sewer pipe.
Go through the sewer.
Are we like strongly against getting proper documentation?
I'm not.
I don't know if we can, is the thing, right? We're not done.
We
You
haven't
would almost
tried.
feel like it's a little, intentional that you don't have a badge
They
because
would have given us a badge at the ceremony if they really thought we needed one.
Yeah, they made us dip our hands in like destiny water. We wouldn't have. My
You said the bad. You said the bad
Can
word.
they like use like a UV light or something?
apologies. I
See your
imagine
destiny
you
water.
Let's just go through the sewers. We've already been covered in seawater and swam in the bones of fish people.
Before-
I'm sure we can handle the sewers.
Before we go bottom side, is there like, this is a pretty traditional fantasy city. Is there any wanted or missing posters around?
Roll an insight plus, I don't know, willpower.
That is a 6.
Just some wanted posters. Mostly like, horrible criminals
Got it. Okay, cool. Not as serious as I thought it would be. Okay.
that you see.
I Candle like walks over to this like very heavy looking sewer grate and goes, one of us needs to lift this. This is the issue part.
I mean,
I could try.
it may not be an issue.
We can help each other.
Always. I share deep admiration for you.
You know, I felt it last night while we were talking.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
Is
want to
it-
get in between you guys.
The grate, I assume, is away from the guards that we were just talking to. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
this
like
is like-
you're trying to do it in front of them.
Again, this is a grate that connects the sewer system to the castle. So you guys have walked like fully into the woods at this point where there would be like a sewer port.
Okay.
What are we rolling?
There's
Oh.
maybe like a few guards wandering around just because like these are the castles near the woods. So I would say this might be I think this would be a dex plus insight to make sure you're doing it in a way that doesn't alert any of like the patrolling guards. But
Alright.
it's
Could
not
we-
like a line of them like what you're in this.
Can we split it up and
Gives
like
me
have
you.
some people like kind of?
You could make a group roll about it if you want.
Ooh.
Jerry's nose is definitely scrunched at the smell of this garbage.
Do you want to assign a group leader for a group roll? It would work pretty much the same as initiative.
Sure. I think I'm going to try and pick up the sewer grate
Okay.
with my muscles.
Yeah.
And if I fail,
I'll be your spotter.
Thank you.
Gotcha,
You know I do
bro.
that. It's important. If you guys want to like be on the lookout for things and ready with excuses, that'd be great.
All right, so
Quick roll
all of
card
my
if somebody
hashtag
comes.
squid supporters,
Yes.
you guys can roll dex plus insight to try to help.
Gross.
Yes, you're squid supporting right now.
Supporting me.
But now I know get a +1 for both of these.
I got
so, like,
11.
While like I'm helping you spot and I'm spotting you and everything, just like like I became an envoy to like find a best friend anyway. So like I kind of don't
11,
care if
11.
we like
Mhm.
succeed or fail now. This is what I came here for.
I love this.
I got an 8.
So you get 2 points.
Perfect.
Two into conversation. I'm just
Exactly. 2 and a 2 and a buddy talk.
Oh no!
3 to 5.
I'm trying to see what's inside this
I think
die.
it's a bit of rose.
That's what it looks like. Sorry.
That's fine.
Do
It
you,
was a 2.
do you have any Fabula points?
I have 2 fabulous points.
Oh, yeah.
I will bring
Reroll
one
if
for
you
a
would like.
reroll.
I already used my mulligan.
I'm going to not touch you anymore.
Dead rose is a dead die.
Oh!
That's
Eight.
not bad.
It's an 8
did
Plus
better.
2.
plus 2.
Yeah.
And then do you have any additions from your stuff?
What was it? Dexterity and insight?
Yeah.
Those are both +1 stats for me.
Whoa!
Yeah, no,
Look
12.
at you go, Bubbles. Thank you. Your positivity is just radiant.
You know, these two are the ones actually like, oh, there's a guard, hold on, you know, like, but yes, you managed to just pull this grate off and kind of move it aside somewhat quietly. It's quite heavy, the handle wasn't lying, but you now have this nice big entrance down into the sewer. There is, you know, a metal ladder leading downwards into this dark tunnel.
Perfect. I can bioluminesce again, guys. I can't. I don't only do that underwater. I do it whenever. Honestly, sometimes when I get nervous. It just
Do we pull the grate close behind us as we go down?
If you'd like to, sure.
I would.
Do we have to roll for it?
Yeah, that'll be another quick Dex plus Insight. You can.
All right. Let me.
Oh yeah, you're swole.
Let's see if Jerry's swole enough to put this thing closed. That's a 16.
Whoa!
Jerry rolled a 16. Does this?
Yeah, it's the quietest. Like you guys are like, Jerry, are you gonna put the grate back or not? Oh,
Yeah. It's like, why didn't Jerry just lift the grate? Like,
Jerry, yeah, respect, bro.
as I come down.
I forgot. What is your ooze's name?
Oh, it's Wobble. Wobbles.
Wobble.
Wobbles.
Wobble is glowing faintly on your shoulder. Not enough to cast any meaningful light, but you guys are bioluminescing buddies.
Oh, you Goo. You are such a good ooze.
All right, and you descend down into the sewers. They are dark. I don't know if any of you really can see.
I'm a mouse. Can I feel like I have decent night vision because of that.
Yeah, you probably have better vision in the dark than these other people.
I spent a lot of time in the tunnels and stuff like that in my caves, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
I have clown vision. Everything's bright.
fine. You know, you can all kind of see in the dark.
Like little. Like I can
It's
see
not
shapes
great.
better than most,
I would
maybe.
I
say
think I definitely
that
see the best because of my.
insight checks to like look around you are going to be significantly harder right now. But you guys can at least see enough to like see tunnel goes that way.
Would I have any sort of like fish echolocation abilities for me to go like to try and figure out
Like
where
a
we're going?
dolphin?
Like
Yes.
like Aquaman?
Yes.
No.
I'm a merman.
Do you have-
I mean,
Don't you have chimera rituals?
I have chimera rituals which extract magic and sense the
Oh.
presence of magic and feral speech. I don't know if I can talk to the tunnel.
I would say maybe you can echolocate with that if
Yes.
you'd like. I'd say that's a minor to like
Yeah.
medium if you want to echolocate further than like the next 20 feet.
I
But
want to try and figure out where we should go. That's my big like where
would be
it
more
sounds
than
more
20
like a
feet.
castle.
Where it sounds.
oh wait, actually we would say minor and then multiply it by the range that you would want. So
Okay.
like small, large, or huge range.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was want to start small. We could start small and see what that tells
That would
us.
be 40 MP.
You have 40?
I have 40, but then I don't have any more for when we fight. We might just have to take a snooze again before we go off more on our adventure. Later. I'm not really an MP heavy guy.
Just pull out an elixir.
If I had one, that would definitely be a great thing to have.
You're out of IP already?
Yeah.
I'm not out of IP. I just never spent it on anything. I just.
We could spend it whenever.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just
So it's
pretend.
literally
Get
like
IP back on a rest?
oh no, you have to spend it in a shop.
Zenny on it to get. Oh, okay.
Zenny.
I have 8 IP, so. All right.
Yeah.
I will spend my 40 MP on echolocating us in the right direction.
And can you give us that noise one more time?
Yes, please. Oh God.
Wonderful.
Hope the folks at home enjoyed that. Yeah, you get a sense there's a couple forks in the sewer up ahead. You know, it's not much that you can echolocate yet, but you kind of know you need to head that way because the castle is that way, vaguely. You also sense that there might be something moving in the sewer.
All right, guys, be on your guard. There's sewer things down here.
That's fine.
Okay.
As we're trudging along, I just want to like look over to Jerry and just like, I'm feeling like a lot of animosity still. You know, what makes you happy? Is there anything?
Jerry just keeps walking silently. He's not having this conversation when they are in the dark tunnels and something is potentially moving. He's all business right now. All business, no buddy.
You hear the sound of something quite large skittering.
Jerry's hand is on his holster.
Is it like a monster beast kind of thing?
Yes, it is a beast.
I
Ooh.
want to like try to understand what it's saying and maybe chitter back.
Sure. Is there any sort of roll for that, or do you just do that?
I can just speak feral.
Okay. I will have you make an insight and willpower check just to see how much you can hear, because they're a little far away. Because that's like a basic perception you're doing.
A D6 and a D10. Oh gosh.
The silence.
Better. A 9.
Annoying.
Noise.
You don't hear the full conversation.
Okay.
That implies there's multiple.
But
DM gave it away.
I'm sorry. He's rolling for information. I'm giving it to them. You hear a couple of creatures at least, kind of almost like whispering, which is why it's hard for you to hear. But you do recognize that this is, I guess you probably know the beast languages a little bit. These sound to be some sort of Jerry-like creatures.
Oh my god.
Perhaps rats.
That's insulting. That's
I mean, you've been kind of clownist this whole session, so it comes back to get you, doesn't it?
It never comes back.
You hear kind of like, you hear something?
Yeah, I hear something. What is that? What is that?
So do I understand them?
I guess going by Squid rules, and Squid just knowing what every fish says, yeah, you probably understand it.
Even though I grew up in the Sky
Actually,
Kingdom?
yeah, maybe there's a little bit of like a diaspora thing happening.
Yeah.
I don't think you speak mouse.
No, I definitely
who
don't.
doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah, you-
How shameful.
I was raised in the Sky Kingdom. Implication being Sky Mother.
Yeah, the birds, sure. You only understand bits and pieces. You really only know how to say hello in mouse.
In mouse, okay.
Can somebody who
You know they're speaking mouse.
Yes.
can somebody who speaks mouse resolve the situation?
I could try.
We can do our best.
Does fish translate? to
I
mouse?
speak
I
French
don't.
as well.
I don't speak any mouse.
You can say "Donde está la biblioteca?" in mouse.
I took 8 years of mouse.
Jerry goes up to them and he's like, "Hola, amigos."
I just walk up, I say it backwards. It's like, amigos, hola.
Donde está el baño?
Biblioteca la está donde.
Donde I eat. Alright.
Mouse is just backwards Spanish.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
All right, so you, are you gonna try to like go approach these rats and talk to them? Was that the plan?
Hello.
They might like go to the castle all the time to
Hello,
do
fellow
rap
mouse
things.
boys.
We
Do
may
you
be
want
able
to try to
No.
impress them?
No.
I'm
Be
gonna-
fed lines by your mouse-speaking friends?
Yeah, we could tell you what to say.
Do you speak mouse?
Yes,
You could
Yeah.
convince
They
them
do.
he's-
It's on their character sheet.
Yeah.
we do.
You can convince them he's their god.
I do hail from the sky.
Big mouse from Sky? Oh, I feel like
Am I
Just
big?
sound
Well, I guess
small.
we'll have to see if I'm bigger than these mice. What?
these are just like regular mice.
Oh, are these just regular mice?
These are giant rats, and it says it right there. So
If anything,
Yeah, we didn't. I was trying to figure out if these are mouse folk or just mice or like shorter mouse folk, but they're giant
It
rats, so
doesn't
they're
say
probably
how.
bigger
It
than
doesn't
me.
say how giant they are, but I would assume they're about Jerry's size. Just
But they're also rats, not
quadrupedal.
mice.
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna walk in and be like, "Hello, friends. We heard there's
Hey, who are you? What are you doing down here? You can just be walking around here.
we
It's a
are
private residence.
envoy adventurers, if you will, and
if they ask for our certifications, I'm gonna lose
Did
it.
you bring my package? I've been waiting for it.
that's the other envoyers.
Oh. Is it?
That's Jeff's job.
We're in training.
Oh, all right. So why are you down here then? If it's not to bring me my package.
Can you ask what the package was? Maybe we have something similar.
What did you order?
Cheese.
You have a fabula point?
I
Oh, you have another one.
I do.
You
we have another fabula point. I mean, can we use inventory points to pull out like food items?
I would allow you to use an inventory point to produce a cheese.
Deal.
I will allow it.
I pull out one of those like Skyrim cheese wedges. I
Just
reach
like
into
a
like
wheel.
I reach into my like hammer space and I'm just like,
Just like a whole wheel.
Jerry's visibly disgusted by the cheese.
Oh.
Oh, you brought my cheese. Thanks, Jeff.
you know me, Jerf, your friendly neighborhood postman.
They will kind of stand up on their haunches as they do and take it, and like several other rats will come over to.
Can you tell them we have another package for the castle that we need to deliver via sewer?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
I can't speak rat.
Y'all were just communicating, so I was like, I don't have to do. Yes, they said that
They said what?
we have another delivery to do at the castle. If you could point us in the right direction.
Oh, and you're going through the sewer? That's all.
It's
I
a
mean,
sewer-specific delivery.
oh, that's pretty cool. All right.
That's
all
why
right.
there's 4 of us.
Well,
Mhm.
and the main rat will kind of puff up a little and say, "Yeah, I could get you there. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like the ambassador between the sewer rats and the castle rats."
Would you say you're the big cheese?
He loves that. He just like cracks up.
Jerry can't understand this, but he feels like he should be insulted.
I love it.
This one's quiet. What's up? You don't speak mouse?
They're talking to you.
They're asking if you speak mouse.
Say hola.
No.
Oh, all right.
Jerry's voice, it did sound like that. His voice dropped an octave when he said no.
No. All right. Well, this way, I guess. Hey, you guys, don't eat all my cheese while I'm gone. And the other rats look at him like they're definitely gonna eat it. But it's okay. He probably has another one coming. So, he will start leading you down the sewers as you've befriended this rat now. And I think, as you guys traverse the sewers and hit the ladder up to whatever terrible room that the sewer connects to in the castle, and you're looking up and steeling yourselves, that is where we will leave you guys tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. If you like the game and you want to try it, this is Fabula Ultima. It is super cool, and I recommend it. We will be back again next Monday, continuing our Envoy's journey. Until then, if you want to subscribe to us here on YouTube or find us anywhere else at Tabletop Gaming CT, we would love to hear from you. Thank you very much, and have a great night.
Clowns rule.